55 injuries. Joseph Eckerson reports.
The blaze, sparked by stage pyrotechnics during a concert, led to a chaotic stampede as attendees sought to escape.
In Latakia, Syria, unexploded ordnance from the 13-year conflict detonated, collapsing a building and killing 16 people, including 5 women and 5 children. Severe weather, including tornadoes, wildfires, and dust storms, has struck multiple U.S. states, resulting in at least 37 fatalities. In Tylertown, Mississippi, a tornado destroyed homes, leading to casualties and injuries. The Trump administration has demanded that UN humanitarian agencies receiving U.S. funding disclose any ties to communism, socialism, or anti-American beliefs.
UNICEF and the UN Refugee Agency received questionnaires.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact.
Don't forget about your mother.
Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Ask your mother. I don't know why I'm stuck on your mother. But then again, I often get stuck on your mother. Sorry.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Good morning. Oh, wait.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
I almost know you
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
What the hell? What's going on? What's going on with the good morning, you fuckers. Oh, no. It is not time to go. Wow, it stopped on its own. It is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. You're probably hungover. You're puking up corned beef and grain beer or something. But good morning anyway. Last night, if you tuned in, was a disaster of a program. There was no Beyond Classified or whatever that dopey little conspiracy UFO nonsense is. There was none of that. Instead, there was me just slopping paint all over the place, being a clumsy asshole and coming up with crap. You know, one of the things I've noticed is people like to say the phrase Bob Ross style landscape. If you're on the radio, you can't hear this, but I'm shaking the marbles around in my head, my empty head. Bob Ross did not invent that style. He did not invent wet on wet. He did not invent landscape painting. He's a landscape painter, but it's not Bob Ross's style. Bob Ross copped that style from Bill Alexander, first of all. Back off. It's a Matt Nappo style landscape, and it sucks. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you are Elon Musk, I wonder if you're full of regret. Regret for what, you say? He's Rocket Man. He's saving the world. He's Jesus, I hate that motherfucker. What regret for what? Regret for grok. I hate it when I grok. He invented. He didn't invent it. He had one of his little ball boys come up with grok. That's a fucked up name to begin with, Grok. But if you ask Grok, who's the biggest liar on X, it comes up with Elon Musk. Who's the biggest spreader of disinformation on X? It comes up Elon Musk. If you ask it, is Donald Trump a Russian asset? It says, yes, he is. So I'm thinking Grok doesn't have long to live. They're going to execute Grok. So I can't believe it's still there this morning. But you can verify what I'm telling you. You can go, if you have X and you have your little Grok thing, you can go on and check out what I'm telling you. You can Grok these things. We will Grok you. Anyway, so I think he's full of regret. I just wish they'd all die. All of them would just die. Can we? And this is proof that the law of attraction or manifesting, because I think there's enough people out there willing, these fat bastards, just to have a coronary and a stroke at the same time and just perish. But they don't. It doesn't. Nothing happens. Look, we can do it. Let's have this one moment of silence for a stroke and a coronary for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They're still alive. 6 shots and they're still alive. Well, that's bad news for me and bad news for you if you don't make that deal. So anyway, today we have a show for you that, I don't know, you call it a show. Every day I call it a show, and then I'm like, that was not a show. By the way, Sarah Seltzer, Sarah Seltzer, that's a real name. Sarah Seltzer. I'll have a Sarah Seltzer. She wrote to me 90 seconds after the program ended yesterday, wanting to know, what day are we supposed to meet? When are we supposed to, 90 minutes ago. She wants to reschedule. And then in the process of telling me she wants to reschedule, she was also yelling at me. She didn't get the communication. She got the communications. They were all sent. I told her to check a spam folder, check a junk. Oh, yeah, there it is. But you want to get confrontational with me at the same time as wanting to rebook. If you want to rebook, you got to be contrite. And when you can't say contrite without contrite, right? I don't know. You know what? You never can tell when your world is just about to just suddenly change. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I can't say more about that. I wish I could say more about that. But anyway, we have Steve Grillo, who is self-proclaimed the most famous Howard Stern intern, who's written a book called Gorilla Parts. He's going to be here in hour one. Now, Steve is a guy who likes to text you at 8 o'clock in the morning without ever having texted you before. We still on for today? Like, who's this? But he's written a book. He's got some colorful stories in the book. I think he comes highly recommended by one Jackie TJM Martling. The TJM stands for the joke man. So he'll be here at 9:15. Oh, so he says. It's already 9 minutes in. Whatever. He'll be here. Says he's done a lot of interviews and he should be fine. Yeah, he's going to be fine. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And in the second hour, we have Nick Westerfer, who is the author of Sleeping Daddy. Sleeping Daddy, he says. He's another one of these gay fellas. And I'm going to have to test Ron's theory out on him and ask him if he could imagine himself eating at the vag. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how bi America is. Ask a gay guy, you want to taste a little vag? Sarah Seltzer says, Sarah Seltzer's maiden name is Sarasota, and she's from Florida. I'm all confused. And so are you. Somebody is texting me weird shit. It's like GD is doing the Jackie role for Howard Stern here. He's writing jokes for me to say, but he put them in the chat room kind of, not that I don't, anyway. So that's a show we have for you today. If you want to call it a show, will they both show up? I would go to betanysport.com and lose all your money. Anyway, I'm gonna play a spot. I don't even have spots to play, do I? Because there's no room for fucking spots because everything is taken up by fucking beer bottles up the twack or something. You see how upset I get? It's because I don't sleep at night. So I have one spot I can fucking play, or I can play a 2.5 minute curiosity box thing. That's not gonna happen. I'm already angry. I'm canceling the show. All right, we'll go on with it. I'll have to play fucking Daily High Club because I could tell you about Opus Clip, but I don't have a spot for it. I could tell you about Naked Wines, but God, that you talk about gay. Oh my God, that's gay. Anyway, Daily High. I think I need to get Daily High, or High Daily, or Bill Daily, or I don't know. Let's get out of here. Get me high.
With humble East Coast beginnings in 2015, Daily High Club is the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and consumption accessories. If you're looking to elevate your smoking game to the next level, you're in the right place. With over 1 million top-quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. But Daily High Club is not just a retailer, we're lovers of the smoking scene ourselves, working with giants like Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, Chanel West Coast, and more. Ready to join the Daily High Club? Let our experts curate your collection with our awesome El Primo monthly subscription box, or grab one of our fun and unique pieces from our smoke shop. Click the link in the description below this video to get this party started now.
In the room with me right now are Stephen, the fun and unique piece Ortiz, Ron, the fun and unique Kane, and Stephen's batting shit around like he's got a right to go batting shit around on my show. And GD, I don't bat anything around because I am fun and unique Fenderson.
What did I bat around?
What is that noise? That's you batting shit around.
I'm not touching anything.
Yeah, now you're not, and there's no noise.
It's my dick. I'm sorry. Fuck.
Yeah.
Good to America. MindDogTV.com. In an effort not to trigger our listeners who are obsessed with 90s radio shows, here is a stern warning. If you have one too many animals, donate one to the American Cancer Society, where their motto is, yes, you can, sir or madam. MindDogTV.com.
I forgot.
Support your local mercenaries.
We are still doing stuff for the American Cancer Society. I should put that in the thing. I'm so angry. Oh wait, I was busy grokking. Is Steven banging shit around? And Grok says, "Fuck, of course Steven is banging shit around. What else would he be doing? He's fucking always ruining your show. Fuck Steven Ortiz." That's what Grok says.
It's not me. It's Ron.
Let me grok it. Is it Ron? Ron is too bi to answer that question.
Silicon was better than sex.
Now, what is it specifically? And now, first of all, if there's spinach in the omelet, no. But what is it about omelets that is better than sex?
Maybe all the peppers and maybe like the ham that you could put in it.
Ham.
It's what you can do with the shells once you crush them. Then you can use them for friction.
Okay, fine.
Actually, he just told that story because he wanted to say that at the end, because at the end he goes on this rambling thing for like 30 seconds about eggs and omelets, and because he was asked about Trump and Musk and what they're doing, and then he ends up his statement with, "Well, if you're going to make a few omelets, you have to break a few eggs." So he did all that to get to that little adage.
You see Steven jiggling his phone around. Now he's going to deny he's jiggling his phone around.
You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Every cook will tell you that. And look what happened to the cook.
What happened to the cook? They put his head in the pot.
No, Dane Cook is touring still.
The cook was murdered. That's what happened. That's from the movie Clue.
I think I have to pull up Fiducia because I...
Make sure you spell it right.
Huh?
Make sure you spell it right. I don't think you'll like the
Is that
results you'll get otherwise.
Stroke down.
Yeah, fiducia, if you spell it wrong, is a new feminine hygiene product.
Speaks American.
Or,
You know, back when Stern was on AM radio, I think there was a news girl, Donna Fiducia. Fiducia. Now, fiducia means trust, but Stern used to make fun of her on AM radio in the 80s. You know, Donna Fiduciabag and all that kind of stuff. Why did I bring that up? Oh, Fiducia is my movie. Well, not my. I directed it. I didn't write it. A douchebag wrote it. Dead douchebag. He's dead, so I can call him a douchebag now. But it's a mob movie. It's a terrible mob movie. Done in 1996. I directed it, and I have a voiceover part that intros the movie, and then I end up getting shot in the head. And the only visual of me is laying in a puddle of my own blood there. But in that movie, the cook gets his head shoved in a pot because he lied to the mob boss, and they cook his head. I shouldn't give this away. It's such a compelling movie, and still making lots of money on Amazon Unprime, Amazon Beta Max,
Amazon Beta. That's a Bezos specialty right there. I swear to God, Randy, I'll tell you to your face. Anyways,
yeah. So Steve Grillo's got some amazing stories in his little book there, and kind of a unique life, very unique life, not kind of a unique life. You guys, do you guys even know about Howard Stern interns and all this stuff?
No, honestly, I didn't really start really looking into Howard Stern till I got on this show and met Jackie. So,
wow, well, that's because you're a baby.
Welcome to Boomer Corner.
Aw, you son of a bitch. How don't you ever tease me like that again? You do it to completion or not at all.
Whoa.
If I keep squeezing it.
BDE. And listen, he's the kind of guy who likes to kill his own family. I think that's what he was busy doing last night. He actually took a really good turn yesterday.
You don't know. You never fucking know. That shit happened with my grandmother. She was literally on death's door. Then she's like, I don't feel like going in right now. Then she was like, fuck.
Yes, well, he's still on life support, but yesterday all of his testing was coming back, and the sepsis is gone. The sepsis is gone, so now they're trying to restart his organs. His body temperature went up. His heart rate's normal. He's not chemically dependent to keep his heart rate.
You are a fucking pussy.
So,
oh my fucking God. What you're supposed to do is say, that's nice that you're feeling better, but you signed do not resuscitate. Fuck you, I'm pulling the plug anyway.
Actually, you know what I did do yesterday, which really got me going? I almost came, is I signed a DNR for my grandfather. I did. So, I signed a DNR, and then I went in there.
Here's what you do. You wear your father up and make him watch you pull the plug on your grandfather and say, you're next, motherfucker.
I told him if it doesn't get better, he is next. So
I'm ready.
So I knew your grandfather didn't die last night because we were watching the crosses and there was no smoke coming out of them. So
yeah, I imagine when that happens, yeah, you will see you will all be comforted by the crackling of fresh burning crosses, I'm sure.
Grok it like it's hot. Grok it like it's hot.
Grok it like it's hot. Come on.
That's not me.
Welcome to Minucci's.
He is feeding me material. Everybody's feeding me material. I don't have to do any thinking on my own.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone I know that's ever died gets really, really good and healthy right before they die. Not healthy, but they seem to look a lot better before they kick the bucket. They get like that last burst of energy and then they go.
There is that final last win, second win, last win, whatever it is.
So I'm holding my breath, not literally because I don't want to join them.
No, you want to make them hold their breath.
Right. So we're just kind of, right now we're just kind of in a holding pattern. So I finally slept last night for the first time in almost a week. Like I slept like 8 hours, I think, finally.
Did you have chocolate cake?
No.
All right. You want to get to Steve Grillo? He's late.
Let's get to Steve Grillo.
All right. Steve Grillo wore many hats, but I don't think he's wearing a hat today. It looks like
No,
he's
he
got a
looks like he has a do-rag.
do-rag on, yeah.
Or don't
He
rag.
wore many hats during his time on the Howard Stern show.
Oh, no, it is a hat. I thought it was a do-rag.
Oh, it's a do-hat. Oh, it looks like a MAGA hat. Could it be a MAGA hat? It's a red hat. Uh-oh.
No, it's blue. It's like a mullet. It's business in the front and party in the back.
Do you want to read the intro? Or can I continue? I don't interrupt you when you do your little coffee brew thing. Or maybe I do. All right, maybe I do. Rock that. Does not interrupt GD. Fuck yeah, he does.
Okay, roll the tapes. No.
All right. Steve Grillo wore many hats and do-rags during his time on the Howard Stern show, serving at various times as Howard Stern's personal assistant. That had to be really weird. Robin Quiver's personal assistant. That had to be really weird. News editor, talent liaison, and on-air segment writer, red carpet interviewer, and on-air talent. There was a reason Howard dedicated his second book, Miss America, to Steve outside of the show. Steve had to Steve, period. Outside the show, Steve has been a production assistant on many television and film projects such as Private Parts, Sopranos, I Am Legend, The Brave One. Additionally, Steve was the head of VIP for New York legendary Club Expo, where he's tasked with ensuring the most famous of the famous had the best time imaginable. And he's here now. Say hello to Steve Grillo. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Did I do all that shit? Really?
I don't know.
We didn't say you did it well. We didn't say you did it well, but you did do it. Yeah, we have witnesses.
Listen, you don't make it as long as I did if you don't do it well.
All right. Wow. So, and you've written a book called
imagine that.
I should say that.
I don't even have a copy.
Imagine that's the cigar smoking guy who wrote a book.
Yeah, I know. I did. I wrote a book.
All right. Now, there's lots of interesting things in that, what I just read. First of all, the personal assistant to Howard. Is that was your starting point? You basically applied for a job as a personal assistant?
No, I applied for a job as an intern, but like when your competition is someone like the other guy that was there, that wasn't exactly someone who Howard really wanted to trust. I kind of won like with a hands down kind of thing. No, he didn't trust really too many people, and he happened to just trust me, and it was nice.
Wow. So you're talking about Boy Lee, the guy you replaced? Boy Lee, I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah, I remember. No, that was way before my time. But Boy Lee, I do remember. I did happen to meet him a couple times. He was really cool.
Wow. So did Howard abuse you as a personal assistant? Was he a tough boss?
On air or off air?
Oh, off air. I'm thinking.
Off air, he was the nicest person in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, no, he was very respectful. Listen, the only time he was his real person, his real self, was on the air. That's when he could say whatever he wanted. But in off the air, the man didn't like confrontation, or he didn't like anything, like that was like, would make him uncomfortable. So he was nice to everybody. He signed every autograph, looked everybody in the eye, and fucking shook their hands. Although he was a germaphobe, he did it anyway. So he was actually just the kind of opposite that you saw him on the air.
Wow. So that's you're the first person to say something nice. Well, I think that what you just said is something nice about Howard Stern. We've talked to a lot of people, obviously Jackie every other week. And you're the first person that actually said something that can be interpreted.
Sorry about this.
That's fine. Did you lose?
Fucking, I got this new Kimball thing. There we go. Sorry.
All right. So you're the first guy to actually say something nice about Howard.
Oh, listen, could that cocksucker fucking got me paid? Absolutely. So he can go fuck himself. How's that?
All right. No, I'm not asking you to pay.
Let's get real about the situation. The man could have fucking helped me. He could have fucking paid me, and he didn't. So fuck him.
Oh, really? He didn't? Wow. No, this is something that's come up recently. I didn't know Howard stiffs a lot of people.
He fucking stiffed me right up the ass.
Yeah, really? I would imagine being in that position, Steve, it would be frustrating, especially all the times that you would hear him say, fucking scold people about money and shit like that, especially when you're in his position and you have money just like raining on you. That is, I can see how that would be incredibly frustrating.
He had more money than his kids could fucking spend, and he never spent a dime, and he did nothing to fucking help me. So whatever.
Wow.
I'm in control of my own life. That's why I left. I don't need you to fucking. I don't need you. If you're not going to help me, then I'm out of here, and that's why I left.
Now the part of your accomplishments are directly tied to the time you spent on the Stern Show because of the exposure. So would you trade whatever you benefited from the exposure for being paid for that work?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with
you said exposure, and we got a shot of his dick. That was nice.
Yo, I just things. I'll just hold it anyway. So, I didn't go there for exposure. I just went there because it was down the block from school, and I just was a fan.
I'm saying, by definition, interns don't get paid. That's why they created that position. It's a new slave labor.
Yeah, I know that. I guess what? They let me stay, so I stayed because it was the greatest place on the planet. It was the hottest show in the world, and guess what? What their responsibility is to make sure that I got credit at school, and no one did that. So I went there with no credits at all. For 8 years, not getting paid. So it was their corporate responsibility to make sure that I got paid, and they did.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole. I was going to say when GD was talking about exposure, interns are about getting college credit for what you do, and then being able to relate that experience into getting your own job within that company, hopefully, or a similar company.
You know what happened was they did nothing like that. They let it go because they were getting free labor and they were getting free on air. You know, they were using me on air for whatever their entertainment person. Entertainment person. How do I get that out? Entertainment purposes, and they got.
If I could get an intern in here, I would make them kill Steven, pull the plug for Steven.
But they got away with murder. They got away with murder, and they won, and I lost. So there you go.
Yeah. How about Robin? You were also a personal assistant for her. Was she? Because she sounds like she sounds like a nice person, but I have a feeling she's a bitch.
Nope, not at all. Actually, she was one of my best friends.
Really?
Yeah. That's awesome. She was absolutely the most amazing person ever. She treated me like not just like an intern. She treated me like a fucking friend. And we did a lot, at least once a week, we went to lunch or dinner or a movie or a Broadway play, or she brought me to a premiere. There's not one bad word I could ever say about Robin Quivers. She was fucking amazing.
Yeah, you know why I got that impression of her? Because she seemed to be, I don't know, very quick to pile on somebody on the air and really be negative. If the team was going negative, she would be very quick to jump in on that. And
Let me ask you a question, right? You got up today, right? You got in the studio and you're there in front of your microphone. You want to know why? Because it's your job and you have a job to do. And guess what? So did she.
All right. Fair enough.
That's fair, man. I can dig it.
Yeah, no, she was awesome. And yeah, she could be a bitch if she wanted to. But her real life and who she wasn't a bitch. She was a sweetheart.
So Matt, you are 0-2 for trying to guess what people their actual personalities are like.
I know you're not getting what you want, but I'm giving you the fucking truth. How about that?
That is what we want. We want the truth. The other stuff is just fluffer material.
Yeah, you know what?
I like fluffer material. You want to hear a great story about fluffers? So there was the girl. Oh my God, this fuck.
Just take it out because it wants attention.
He mentioned fluffers. Now he's gonna go fluff himself.
Oh, let's grok that.
Crack. Matt, did you have a weird sex dream about grok, and now you're just all about it, or?
No, I've been watching grok. First of all, I used grok to embarrass Musk the other day, and then I saw other people using grok. It's like the guy's his own personal. That's no problem. His own personal robot invention turning against him. I think that's just.
I got this Kindle this thing. It's obviously worthless. I just got it. So anyway, my apologies. So this woman comes on and she wants to break the world gangbang record. and she has a bunch of auditions up at the show, and a bunch of guys come up, and she picks like 5 guys to do the gangbang, and it was like her name was Jasmine St. Clair, and she went and she did the whole thing, and the one guy comes up.
Hey, Ron, can you go ahead and play Boomer Corner, please?
I don't know if that even counts for this.
Give me your best and hardest. Give me your best and hardest.
I'm getting teared up.
Ann from California. Ann from California said hi, everybody.
Oh, hi, Ann. How are you this morning over there in Gov's chat room? Anyway, Steve,
She says she has her fuck that fucking piece of equipment. I'm just going handheld.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So anyway, the guy goes to California to fuck this. Like he's like in line with like 500 guys, and he's like number 75. And one of the producers recognized him from the show and goes, "Oh my God, you should come up here." So now he's number 3 instead of 75. That's pretty kind of cool. If that's 75 dicks you don't have to go through, And he gets up to the front, and there was a fluffer there, and he came with the fluffer and had to go back to the number 500.
Wow. If I'm not one, I'm not online. I can't.
Yeah, he had to go back to the end of the line because he came with the fluffer, and the fluffer was pissed.
Wow.
He was like, "I had got laid in 6 months, Steve. It was just really hard." He was so good.
Wow. There was something in I read on the website, smoking weed with Tupac.
Yeah, that was the first blunt I ever smoked.
That's you're a legend. That's fucking badass. That's like today, like having your first blunt with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. It was the thing was it was my first lesson in life, and never judge a book by its cover, because the fucking asshole had Thug Life tattooed on his fucking chest, on his belly. Like what kind of fucking thug puts Thug Life on their fucking stomach? I was like, and he was filming the movie with Mickey Rourke. I think it was Bullet or something. They were filming in Brooklyn, and I was in charge of the VIP room. I'm like 20 years old, and Mickey Rourke and Tupac came in every Friday and Saturday, and Mickey Rourke was a dick, but Tupac couldn't have been any nicer. Like, please and thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew I was in charge of the waitresses and whatever they needed. Anything he needed, he knew he had to come to me. And he started smoking this fucking weed. I'm from Brooklyn, man. All we got was this brown shit that was twigs and seeds. Just for half an hour, just to even roll a joint, just get it to a fucking point, and then it burnt. But you got high. But Tupac was smoking shit that stunk up the whole entire club. Yeah. And I finally went, "What the fuck is that?" He was like, "Yo, they gotta know you smoke." And every time the blunt went around, he handed me the fucking blunt.
Yeah.
And so the first time I ever smoked, he goes, "Yo, it's the Chronic. You never smoked the Chronic before?" I go, "Chronic." I was like, "Look at this brown shit I got in my pocket. It's disgusting."
These kids today, they don't know what we went through with the brown weed. It was just called brown weed or green weed. You didn't
I
have
used to call it Bronx barbecue.
Yeah, you didn't have all these Kush and purple Kush and
yeah.
But on the other hand, we had albums with which to sort these things. And
exactly. Yeah,
we have CDs. That's why they have to have everything prepared for them. They're just soft. Okay, we worked for our stuff.
Yeah, we did.
I have tried the gross brown weed. The first time I ever tried weed was in middle school. And my middle school teacher was best friends with my dad growing up. And he had saw that I'd come in with I had broken my leg. And he was like, "You look like you're in a lot of pain." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "My mom took all my drugs." He goes, "Oh, well," he goes, "Meet me outside at lunch." And at lunch, we went out to his car, and we didn't even sit in the car, just stood in the parking lot. And he was like, "Here, smoke this. You'll feel better."
It was horrible. You blow him first, because I think he was going to make you blow.
He was apparently, from the story he told me, is he was best friends with my dad. My dad got him laid for the first time.
That sounds like the beginning of an after school special right there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, who did your dad get to lay him? Was it your mom or another relative, or?
No, it was he married the chick apparently. So apparently he had no game. He had one and done. So
Steve, growing up, did you have all these kind of like special experiences? I don't know what you call them, but it seems like you've had like kismet going on with celebrity and a life that is filled with, like, you wouldn't believe the kind of stories I have. Did that just start as you got older, or was your life always like that?
Yeah, I've been blessed with a fucking wonderful family. I grew up in a big Irish family. I always say I'm half Irish, half embarrassed. Obviously, the other half's Italian, but I'm the oldest of like 16 grandkids, and I just was blessed with a fucking wonderful family. As crazy as my mother was, and I dealt with it and got through everything. It just makes for interesting stories. But there was always a Christmas, there was always a birthday, there was always an Easter, there was always a Mother's Day, and like there was always a family event going on, and there was like 30 people there, and it was just a warm embrace of wonderful people, and I'm so blessed. And the stories start from there, and then they just like keep going on after, like, I wrestled in high school and then college, and then college got me to the Stern Show, and the Stern Show got me on the Sopranos. The reason why I wrote this book is because, so many people are like, you have fucking such great stories. Why don't you write a book? And I go, no one's interested in reading anything I have to say. They're like, well, they're interested in your stories. You got a million of them. So I finally put them to paper. That's all.
I got a million of them.
Yeah.
And so now the Sopranos, the Stern Show led to that, but I honestly didn't watch all the Sopranos. But what part did you? Were you a recurring role? Or were you just
no. I was. If you go back to Private Parts, the movie, the first AD on Private Parts was a man by the name of Michael DeCasper. God rest his soul. He was a wonderful, wonderful human being, and it was my first PA gig, and he took me underneath his wing, and like he knew I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and he kind of like helped me out, and he kept me. I wanted to walk away. I didn't want to work on the movie. Like I was already working on the radio show, and it was a lot. It was a lot, and he made sure I stuck around, and he showed me the ropes. So after I left the show, his next gig was The Sopranos, and he brought me in on The Sopranos.
Wow!
So I was a PA, and then I was also Anthony Jr.'s stand-in, which I had a SAG card, and I was Anthony Jr.'s stand-in. So I did that for like 3 years, and then 9/11 happened, and then I got like a real job. It sucked.
Wow. Now, is the title of your book "Gorilla Parts" a nod to Private Parts, or is it just?
I figured it out. I figured it out. He dedicated his second book to me. I dedicated my book title to him. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Were you there for the premiere of Private Parts? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was. Goddamn right, front and center. I sat 2 rows behind Trump. How about that?
Wow.
The
after party at Billboard, were you at that after party?
Yes,
Party?
I was there for all that shit.
I
got drunk with Slash.
Okay, to me that's more impressive than sitting 2 rows behind Trump.
That is for a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would have led with "I got drunk with Slash." Oh yeah, and I sat behind Trump.
Yeah.
The president of the United States. Yes, I sat behind him.
So we've been in the same room together at that Billboard, the after party at Billboard. That's 20.
That was an amazing party.
8 years ago, again, something like that. 28 years ago, 27 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
Slash was on stage when I walked in, and he said to me, "Hey Bruce, get your harps." He thought I was Bruce Willis.
Oh,
man, I'm so jealous of. You guys have met all these amazing people, and the 2 most famous people I've ever met was G.D. Fenderson.
Me and Ron.
No, G.D. Fenderson and Cisco.
Oh,
I don't even know who they are. That's so sad.
Cisco wrote the thong song.
Oh my God. You got that going for you.
Yeah, dude, I was just like, man, he was such a disappointment. He was fucking. I'm pretty sure he was on lean or something. Like he came into the studio and he was just like, I'm just like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Like,
You're a
I'm
one-hit
so
wonder.
upset.
Shut up. You know?
Yeah, dude, I'm so upset. I was like, this sucks.
Were you ever starstruck by all the celebrities that came in to do the Stern Show? Like, or did you just handle that? Like,
Well, no, there was, you know, I'm a big Star Wars geek, so it was Mark Hamill when he first came on. That kind of blew me away, and then I wanted to be. There's a whole chapter in the book about me and his family and how amazing they are, and how like it was like really cool to be a part of like, and like I wanted to become like really good friends with him and his family, and it's just
really
imagine like Luke Skywalker is your fucking friend, like what? Like doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So there was something I'm not sure if these two are connected. Almost ending up in the trunk of a car of a mobster. Was that coming out of
Yeah,
Mark Hamill's house?
I also rolled kind of hard outside my Stern life, and I worked at a restaurant that had a lot of heavy hitters. And this one guy just got out prison, and he was all coked up and roided out. And he was in the bathroom, and I rolled. I worked at the place. You know what I'm saying? It was like, but it was a heavy hitter place, and these two girls asked if I had VIP passes to the nightclub I worked at, and I did. I gave them 2 passes, and and all of a sudden the guy thought that that was the biggest insult in the world that I just went to. I rolled on his table, and he was so coked up and whatever. I had to go to a sit down with the fucking big guy. His name was Gigi the Whale. He did 30 years for keeping his mouth shut, and he just got out. And Gigi he was running game, and he didn't know who I was. And the plan was to put me in the trunk and take me out and roll me around. I guess I don't know, but I got wind of it and was told to leave. And then the next day I had to have a sit down with Gigi, and he didn't know who I was. And now he did. He said, "You with me," and that guy couldn't touch me. So,
wow.
I'm just curious because I have a few people in my family who've done a little time. None of them ever did time for keeping their mouth shut. I didn't even know that was illegal.
It's a crime. It's a crime.
Yeah, he was involved in the French Connection. And it was basically they had all this heroin coming in, and then they got pinched, and then they seized all the heroin, and they exchanged all the heroin for bags of flour. And when they realized that, the police only realized that when there were bugs coming out of the bags because the flour had mealyworms or whatever. And Gigi was involved in that, and he could have ratted on his friends, but he didn't.
Yeah, you got, but it just occurs to me you have to. Especially when they're coked up or whatever. But or if you're around those kind of guys, you never know what you could say that might trigger a fucking gun to your head, right?
Yeah.
And I've been in that position more than once. It's very weird what can set these fucking guys off. It's just like,
I lived it, dude. Well, Henry Hill used to call in every morning, drunk off his fucking skull. And I grew up in Canarsie, which is basically where Goodfellas happened. And I went to school with a girl by the name of Dana Vario. If you look at the Goodfellas, Paul Sorvino's character in real life was Paul Vario. So I went to school with those guys were at my confirmation, my graduation, my communion, all those guys, including Henry and fucking Tommy. They were all people that lived in my neighborhood, which I didn't. You didn't know back then because people kept their mouth shut. So
until now,
Henry Hill calls up. Like I literally, where I waited for the bus every morning to get to the radio station on Rockaway Parkway and Avenue N, right behind me was where the Bamboo Lounge was that they burned down. Okay, on Rockaway Parkway and Avenue L, one day, fucking Henry Hill's like, "Oh, you know that bank on Rockaway Parkway and Avenue L?" I go, "No, it's an eyeglass store." He goes, "Is there a night deposit box in the wall right there?" I go, "Yeah, it is." He goes, "Well, there's 3 dead bodies buried in there."
Wow. Yeah,
so I grew up in that shit. I just luckily, my dad was a good guy. He wasn't involved in any of that shit, and but they were your neighbors. They were people that you saw every day in church, and you went to school with their kids. And it was like it was crazy.
A friend of mine who just passed away recently. His father.
Sorry to hear that, by the way.
That happens. When you get to my age, your friends are always passing away every day. Somebody I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, and they also turn up on the river.
Yeah, but his father was that manager of the Bamboo, the guy who got hit with the bottle by Tommy in the club. That was his father. Jamie Schiaffalo was the guy with my friend, and his father was the manager at Bamboo Lounge. The guy who who got smacked across the head with the bottle in the movie.
Yeah, it was crazy. Apparently, there was another OG in the neighborhood went by. Well, he's not went by. His name was actually Joe Grillo. That's my dad's name. So I was home by myself like the first time ever. Like my parents let me stay home. I was like 16, and I get a phone call in the middle of the night at 4:00, and I was like, "Hello." They're like, "Where's Joe Grillo? You tell Joe Grillo he's fucking dead. When we find Joe Grillo, we're gonna fucking cut him from limb to limb. You understand? You tell." I was like, "What are you talking about? My dad's a mailman. What did he do?" And the guy goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, "Do you ever think there's more than one Joe Grillo in the phone book?" And the guy goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And he hangs up the phone.
Yeah. Brooklyn is full of people with short names with that end in O.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Yeah, you learn the hard way. But it was just I just that part of my life before I even got to Howard was like interesting. You know what I'm saying?
I guess the guy's going down the phone book. By the third time, he goes, "Okay, let me get this right. Is this the Joe Grillo that works?" It is.
Yeah.
You tell this Joe Grillo.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, the Joe Grillo that I knew that they were talking about ran the sneaker store around the corner from me. So I got up and I walked to the sneaker store. I said, "Joe, somebody wants to kill you." He's like, "Yeah, I know." And I went back home. I knew the guy they wanted to kill. The sneaker store around the corner, like you walk in there in the back, there was like a million TVs, or there's a million, like they're literally like, and it was across the street from where the Bamboo Lounge was.
Wow.
So did these TVs fall off the truck, or is this a legitimate business?
Yeah, legitimate.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was just legitimate. He was just making money legitimately.
Everybody's got to put food on the table, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Red carpet interviews. Did you take over when Stuttering John left his?
I can't say I took over. Like there was definitely a missing piece in that whole situation. It wasn't like John left and I took over. Like just at some point I was like, I was up at Sirius a lot. I don't know. It just happened. It was like jumping, and I found a way to make my way up there, and they finally asked me if I would do it, and I did. And it was like it was awesome, and I killed it. But there's this. I just had to. I'm doing the Audible right now. And I just read this story on the Audible, and it was like I forgot how fucked up it was. I went out to they sent me out to Vegas to do the AVN Awards, and my friend flew out some S&M like hooker girl that was staying at the house, and she left the day of, and she OD'd. So when I went there, I just had to deal with the fact that this girl just died, and I forgot to turn on the fucking recorder because I was like literally bugging out.
Oh man, what a bummer.
So there's nothing worse than you wake up and there's a dead sex worker like in your vicinity to go.
Yeah, who hasn't?
Yeah.
It was New York. It was the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, no,
and
it was Vegas and it was the 2000s, but same thing.
Yeah. Do you know?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Except for her.
I couldn't explain why I fucked up the red carpet shit because my boy was corporate, and if then all his bosses knew I was coming out there. So if I had to say that this girl just died, it would have been a little awkward.
Yeah. Are you familiar with or aware of this? These people who are obsessed with the 90s morning radio stuff, Stern Show, of course, and Opie and Anthony. These are people who just lived, kind of try to relive those moments. They're just like recreating clips all the time, and all they do is talk about things that happen on those shows. It's like a cult that follows this stuff. Are you familiar with those people?
Yeah, I call those people relatives. So I know. Thank God. Luckily, my family doesn't give a flying fuck whatever I did on the radio. That's why it was good. I know. I don't really know that. Is there like a bunch of people that can't get out of the 90s? I don't know.
My God. Yeah, there are podcasters, especially who are people who worked. Now, I was labeled. I was on the radio at the time on AM radio, and my program director labeled me a Stern wannabe. I honestly didn't listen to Stern. I was an Imus guy. Which is the opposite of Stern. But
the podcasters, people who wanted to be Howard Stern, true Stern wannabes, are just obsessed with it. And it's like they do podcasts, and all they talk about is what I call that golden era of morning radio, when you had Opie and Anthony, you had Stern, you had that man cow dude, you had all these people.
Man cow dude,
Mark and David.
Yeah.
There was Howard sort of kicked it off, and then a bunch of people followed, and I think it was really Imus that probably started it. You're kind of right. And Imus was right behind Howard. That they just, unfortunately, Imus was an awful racist and anti-Semite, but which I think it fueled Howard to do better. You know what I'm saying? I think Howard became even more aggressive about his talent when he realized that Imus was a fucking piece of shit, and he wanted to make him, put him in his place, and he did. So, but I was like way after that. But anyway, it was an interesting time, and I think maybe why people are so obsessed with this is like you can't really do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's the last thing you could go to refer to what it was really like to be part of like a really great time in history. You know?
Right. When you were there with, the difference between, I want to say this in the way I can best articulate it, I don't think Imus was really part of that whole thing. The difference, what Stern started to do was different kind of radio, like Lesbian Dial-A-Date, the porn stars and all that stuff. They were more event, and Opie and Anthony was like roasting the Cardinal up in Boston or whatever, more event type stuff. He was not that. He was just he was basically your basic old-fashioned morning show, and every once in a while he would say things that were outrageous, but he wouldn't have those he wouldn't have Lesbian Dial-A-Date or all those whatever. But bongo.
Yeah, well, because Howard catered to his audience, the 18 to 35. You know what I'm saying? Every guy was fucking looking for another excuse or something to spank to. You know what I'm saying? So Howard was out there, and he knew what he was doing. The little keynote, the first time ever I was on the radio was with Imus. I was like 7 years old, and I called in and I won a coupon book to McDonald's. And after we got off the air and he had to take my name, I was like so nuts. I was trying to explain to my mother, I was like, just on the radio. And he goes, listen here, you little son of a bitch, just give me your goddamn name. I was like, so my first experience with radio was with Imus and him yelling at me, calling me a little son of a bitch.
That's awesome.
Did you get the coupon book?
Oh, I had fucking fried pancakes for like 3 weeks.
All right, it was worth it then, because if somebody calls me a son of a bitch and feeds me, I'm happy.
Exactly. I had the Egg McMuffin and pancakes for weeks. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Matter of fact, that was Sunday at the Fenderson household. My mother said, eat, you sons of bitches. Good.
Where'd you grow up? I think me and you might know each other.
Baltimore.
Where?
Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Same thing. That's where Quivers grew up.
So what is your life like now? Are you in show business in any way, or are you just in?
Well, it shit kind of sucks right now. After that fucking actor strike, I was with Local 52 as a grip, which I really fucking liked a lot, and I made a shit ton of money, like a lot of money. But after the actor strike and the writer strike, the business in New York has not recovered at all. We're at like 40% work capacity. There's people that have been bosses that are now fucking pushing, carts and picking up sandbags. There are people that have lost their houses. I had a friend commit suicide due to the fucking strikes because we lost. Like the entertainment business in New York has like lost everything. It's horrible, and I was doing so well for so long, and there's nothing better than when you wake up in the morning and you love to go to your job. And I had that for so long. And so after that kind of died down, which is another job, which I happen to love, is Local 1 stagehands. And I've been with Local 1. But, like everybody from Local 52 is now leaning on Local 1. So it's tough, man. It's tough. I hate to say that I'm struggling. I'm not crying or anything, but I have to reinvent myself again. So I wrote a fucking book.
Now it seems like Broadway, the stage acting is thriving. So
Yeah,
is
but when
there?
you have everybody from one unit, Local 52 and Local 1 are one and the same. Okay.
Okay.
When after the pandemic, when Local 52 and the movie business started back up again, Local 1, the theaters weren't open yet. So that's how I got involved with Local 1, because all the Local 1 guys were leaning on Local 52. And that's how, like, now when now all the Local 1 guys are thriving, and now the 52 guys are now there. So it's kind of like, it's like messed up. Like we both can't get like a symbiotic fucking time to work. It's horrible.
Yeah. So Gorilla Parts, the book is out, and we're showing the cover, and you can go to gorillapartsthebook.com. Now you're doing the audiobook, you're reading the book yourself?
Yes, I got 3 more chapters to go. Why do you think my voice sounds like this, bro?
Honestly, I thought
it's
it was
really
just
hard. It's not as
I
easy.
just thought it's New York, buddy.
That's it. I thought it was just a New York thing, really. I thought everybody from New
Canarsie
York
thing.
sounded
It's a
like that.
Canarsie thing, right?
Yeah, it's a Canarsie. No, I've been working on the Audible, and I've been doing 5 hours a day, 5 hours at a shot, fucking reading your own words. It's not as easy as it sounds.
So this is where I'm confused, because when Jackie mentioned you, I said I thought he did a reading out at Southampton, because Southampton Sticks and Stones, a comedy club, is also part of like their library system or something. It's in the same building with their library, and I could have sworn you did a reading there. Am I wrong about that? Like a reading of this book?
Not this book. No, it just came out on Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah, it just came out on Saturday. I gave my first copy to one of my best friends. He was sort of like, he was crucial in like helping me out with all this. He's sort of like my investor benefactor right now. So I gave him the book. Roy McDonald, like wonderful fucking human being. And so I don't even have a book. I don't even have a book.
Wow.
It's that new.
Yeah. I don't know where that got in my head. I could have sworn.
It's all that acid you took.
Yeah, it is. Probably all mushrooms.
So your best friend got your first book. So based on hierarchy, I should get your 957,000th book?
I'd hope so.
Okay.
That would be nice.
Is there any? Stern wouldn't mention it, because I know Stern said some nice things about Jackie's book, and I think he even wrote the foreword to Jackie's book, right? Any chance on him getting a comment on this?
No. I guarantee that's not going to happen, and I don't care either. It
would help boost the
He's
book.
all about his philosophy now is like moving forward, and if he mentions me, he's talking about that means moving backwards. So I'm not expecting anything. And I don't care. I don't need him. He's not going to do anything.
He talks about the book that is forward, because that's not part of the past, right? The book is new.
Listen. And plus, after like, there was a point where I left as a gentleman. When I left, I left because I was like, you know what? Let me leave now, because if I stick around, I'm just going to get angry. Because when they wouldn't give me a raise and he wouldn't help me, that's when I left. That's when I go into Gary and I said, Tom's not going to give me a raise, and he goes, well, that's Tom for you. And the moment he said that to me, I went up and told Gary, you got my 2 weeks. And because I wanted to leave as a gentleman, because I always thought that wasn't my destination. And if anything ever did happen in the future, I'd always want to go back there and be able to use that, promote it. So when I actually did have a time where I had my successful company that I was like, I developed, and I wanted to go back there and promote it, I was told no.
Wow.
So, you know what? Are you fucking serious? So, and I was told, because we're moving forward, we're not going backwards. It's only A-list celebrities. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I went, no, you know what? Now when I go on fucking shows, I'm going to tell the truth. And to tell the truth is that it's a fucking scumbag move.
It totally is. I mean, I know I knew he kind of was very not generous with Jackie, or even, and they were in this little clique with their own management.
Nobody touches that Jew's money. How about that?
Yeah. So you know what? I guess that's how you get rich, is not sharing it. Yeah. Anyway, we do appreciate you being on the program, and good luck with the book. We'll do
I appreciate you having me on. So, but it means a lot. Seriously.
Yeah. So once again, gorillapartsthebook.com. Link is in the description.
It's on Amazon as well.
And the audiobook will be out shortly, so that's something to look forward to. So
thank you very much, guys.
You're doing the reading in the book. Is your voice gradually getting this gravelly so that people don't notice it, or
It's just out there, man. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's a very different, interesting time in my life, and I appreciate everybody's help. And thank you for having me on so much.
Our pleasure. We'll let you put the phone down. Have a great day.
Thank you, man.
For being here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let me.
Now, what was the device he was using so I know not to trust it or buy it or get it or rent it?
I think he said it was an Amazon Kindle.
No, the thing that he was using to hold his phone.
I don't know.
I got this. It's called a gimbal.
I got this weird thing that holds my phone. It's like
I thought he said gimbal, but the only gimbals I've ever used were dealing with cameras.
Gimbals. No, gimbals isn't a thing anymore, is it?
No, they are. They make them for cell phone. They make them for cell phones. They're made.
He's talking about a store, right?
Gimbals, yeah, gimbals. There was Macy's and gimbals. If you watch Miracle on 42nd Street, they're trying to. Gimbals is trying to.
32nd Street. 42nd Street is
34th Street.
34th Street, right?
Street, yeah.
Right, 34th.
No, the Miracle on 42nd
Street is that jazz thing.
Much better. Much better. 42nd Street and 8th Avenue is where the miracle happened. But in that dopey movie, Gimbal, the owner of Gimbals, is trying to steal Santa Claus from Macy's.
Right.
Like Gimbals was a major department store in New York back before.
Yeah, I remember that.
Before Stephen's grandfather was born.
What?
Yeah. Well, whatever. Interesting stuff there. Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill. That's a buddy, Star Wars. Luke is a friend of mine.
I don't know.
I am your friend.
I don't know if you knew this about me, but
yeah. We have to do news. In the next hour, we're gonna put Ron's his hypothesis. Can I say that? Hypothesis?
Oh wait. I got
hey, Brock here. Go fuck yourself.
I heard the fuck yourself part. What was the beginning part? Play it again.
Hey, Brock here. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, we will rock you. I'm a Grocket man. Grocket man.
Hey,
I'm gonna be honest.
Go
It's kind of weird
yourself.
watching you. It's kind of weird watching you get a hard on over something Musk made.
I'm not getting a hard on over it. That would be a miracle on 42nd Street.
It'd reach 42nd Street, wouldn't it, there, big guy?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, there it is.
What do we have to play? News? Some kind of
news? Oh, yeah, fucking
yes.
40.
Yeah. Can you smell what the grok is cooking? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I thought Grok was a Muppet. Remember, wasn't there a Muppet called Grok? Originally on the original Saturday Night Live, there was like dinosaur Muppets. I'm talking like an old man here, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Actually, Rhonda Hansen worked with those puppets in the very beginning of Saturday Night Live.
And I think his name was Grok, right? The main dinosaur puppet.
Let's find out.
Anyway, it's time for news. Are you sick of the fucking news?
Yeah.
How about we do sports instead? Let's do sports.
Here are the latest sports updates. The Los Angeles Dodgers have signed Shohei Ohtani to a groundbreaking $700 million contract, aiming to bolster fan engagement, particularly in Japan. As the Dodgers and Chicago Cubs prepare to open the MLB regular season at Tokyo Dome, Ohtani's popularity is evident. Fans are enduring long lines, even in inclement weather, to purchase merchandise at an expansive MLB store near the stadium. This store, MLB's largest special event venue, offers a wide array of Ohtani-related items, reflecting his significant impact both on and off the field. NCAA tournament bracket has been announced, with Auburn securing the overall top seed despite recent setbacks. The Southeastern Conference set a record by placing 14 teams in the tournament, underscoring its competitive strength this season. Notably, North Carolina secured a spot, a decision that drew attention due to its athletic director's role as the selection committee chair. This year's bracket promises thrilling matchups and potential upsets, capturing the excitement of March Madness. In women's college basketball, UCLA, South Carolina, Southern California, and Texas have been designated as the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. This marks UCLA's inaugural top overall seed, reflecting their impressive season performance. The tournament also features a historic inclusion of 3 Ivy League teams, Columbia, Harvard, and Princeton. The Final Four is scheduled in Tampa, Florida, with the championship game set for April 6th. West Ham striker Mikel Antonio is on the path to recovery following a severe car accident on December 7th, which resulted in a shattered leg. The 34-year-old underwent surgery to repair a broken femur and is optimistic about returning to play. Antonio's resilience and positive outlook have been a source of inspiration for fans and teammates alike. The Los Angeles Marathon celebrated its 40th edition, highlighting the dedication of its legacy runners, a group of 92 individuals who have participated every year since the event's inception in 1986. These runners have
Dude, Bo Burnham has a fantastic bit about it's like a pantomime bit where he's like jerking off. And then, like, that really sad walk of shame when you have to walk to the sink with your pants around your ankles, hands out, you know, 'cause you're covered in your own jizz. Such a good bit.
I'm not familiar with any of these things, these terms. Jerking off. Well, I'm not sure what that means. Why would his pants be around his ankles? This should be around your waist, right? The pants. I don't understand anything.
Not when you're jerking off. Well, I guess theoretically they could be still.
I don't understand why you just wouldn't be. Why wouldn't you just want to get comfortable? I mean, if you're doing the act, you're probably by yourself, and if you're by yourself, you might as well be comfortable.
Right.
I don't understand any of this terminology here.
Gooch to the world, you know? Balls to the wall. Let's go.
Doesn't make sense.
Balls to the wall.
Hey, Grok here. Go fuck yourself.
Stephen, you should realize that balls to the wall is an aviation term, right?
What is?
Balls to the wall. That's an aviation term.
Yes.
Why, how?
I'm saying you should realize that, right? And so it doesn't apply to sex. There's no sex in the cockpit, even though it's called a cockpit.
No, there's very little room for that up there in most aircraft. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even get a Hummer not in the cockpit. I mean, it's not. Well, you could.
You could probably get like a distant reach around, like, you know, like the stewardess comes around behind the seat, and, you know, just kind of.
Yeah, or maybe something like
we call that a remote landing,
or like the autopilot scene from Airplane.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what these guys are even talking about.
I like Men in Black's autopilot scene where the car pulls up and he goes, "Dude, is that standard?" He goes, "Nah, it came with the black guy, but he kept getting pulled over." And he's like, "Right."
I'm still trying to figure out where balls to the wall is an aviation term. Like, is there a wall? Is there what?
There's a stick, and the stick has like two. It's like a double stick like this, and each side has like a half a ball on it, and together it forms like these balls. And when you push them both forward, you're maxing it out. You know, you
grok that.
It's also like if you're in a fighter jet, for example, that's balls to the wall. When you go that far up with the throttle, your afterburners are going.
Hey, Grok
it's
here.
Max speed. You're ready to go. And you know what? You're right. You can't always do that. Sometimes you have to fuck her gently.
Hold on.
Hey, who do we
talk amongst yourselves while I'm grokking?
Who do we have on the show tomorrow? Is that anyone scheduled for tomorrow?
Yes. Why?
Two peoples.
What? Why are we asking? Oh, by the way, we're doing stuff for the Cancer Society today. Give money. I think yesterday we raised a negative $8 for $8. Tomorrow we have Joanne Interrata, who is about. She's written a book. She's been with me before. She's written about hunting Nazis. And James Walters, who's another author. We're full of authors. Don't you love authors?
And Thursday is the live thing, right? For the
Thursday is what?
Like that fundraiser or whatever we're doing, or
we're doing that right now. That's what we're doing.
Oh, I thought Thursday was our big day.
No, all day, every day. No, this whole week.
Okay, well, sometime this week, maybe tomorrow or Thursday, I want to do something with this grok bit. So, so be prepared with questions, and I'm gonna come up with some grok stuff. I think.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, we'll make time for it, even if we have to kill one of these authors off after like 3 minutes. Hey, you got a book? Get out! All right, nice book. Get out.
Or if the author doesn't show up, you don't have to kill him.
Yeah, I'm just grokking a little bit right now.
Okay.
So yeah, all week long we're full of guests. Friday we have only one guest, a guy with a harmonica and a guitar.
So Ron, how did Mr. Tongue go last night?
It went pretty good. I had it was a total of 4 of us, 4 comics, and we had like 4 audience members last night. So
okay. So it's like one audience member per comedian. So they got to do like crowd work individually, right? They could do the crowd work, having a side crowd to crowd work.
Somewhat like last week, it was only 2 of us, and I had 6 audience members, which was nice because I did like 25 minutes. And so I've told people, like, you know, tell people to come back. And if you keep coming back, and if it's only a couple comics, you know, I made a promise to them. I said, if that happens, you know, you'll at least get 90% of, 90% new material, and I'll just try shit.
Apparently the G in G.D. Fenderson stands for grok.
Yes. There must be another G.D. Fenderson. Actually, I know there are other G.D. Fendersons.
Well, grokking, where does the phrase balls to the wall originate? The phrase balls to the wall originated in the aviation world, specifically among pilots. It refers to the design of the early aircraft throttles, which had ball-shaped tops, pushing these throttles forward towards the firewall, or the wall separating the engine from the cockpit. Meant giving the plane maximum power, blah, 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 blah. Grok has affirmed Grok D. Fenderson's.
Even if they had not agreed with me, I'd have said fuck them because I knew I was right.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I'm not a real pilot, but I mean, it's a.
But I play one on television.
Wait, I got.
I do. I play one on. I do. I play one on
a real
Twitch.
Pilot. Steven is not a real pilot. He's a bear that goes behind.
God damn it, I am a real pilot. And just because I lost my power cord to my laptop once in the airport, you fucking keep condemning me? Fuck you. This is what I'm a pilot. God damn it.
Ron and Grok have a past history.
Ron is doing his best. What's his name? That Denzel 1C. He's doing his best. Denzel 1C Washington.
Honestly, a little bit like Steve Grillo. Now, it's Steve Grillo. Are you familiar? Maybe I'm the only one who knows about this. There's a clip of an intern on Howard Stern who was hugging, or went to hug, Andrew Dice Clay, and Dice Clay was not having it. He was just like, "This is too gay for me," and ended up almost beating the guy up. I thought that might be Steve Grillo. I don't know who that was. Are you familiar with that?
I didn't pay. There's so few Howard Stern things I'm aware of.
This is more like an Andrew Dice Clay.
No, his videos don't pop through my feed often. The last one I saw, he walked up to some dude sitting on the ground eating lunch, and he goes, "Hey, I bought a new phone," and he's like, "Yeah, good for you." And he's like, and just walks away. And I'm like, what the fuck?
those things that Dice is doing now, walking around New York City, going up to strangers like, "Hey, you want to take a picture with me?" And they don't know who he is.
Hey,
those are funny. I'll give the Dice Man credit.
They are
that
funny.
Is a funny bit.
Yeah. And you know what? He doesn't stop. It's like one after another, and he's like making a whole new career out of that. It's kind of the Dice Man. Opie is trying to do some of that now, and obviously
the Dice Man got a bit of a resurgence thanks to Kill Tony, because every time Kill Tony does an arena now, they bring on Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh. So I didn't want to ask Steve this because it might be insulting to say. I don't know. Was that you on that clip? Because you obviously the guy was younger, a little bit heavy set, but he goes back. Dice Clay is back in the green room, and he's like, "So a pleasure to meet you." He's shaking his hand. He goes, "Give me a hug. Give me a hug. I want to give you a kiss." And then Dice Man started getting homophobic about it, and like, "Yeah, my kid watches the show," and then he started wanting to beat the guy up. And I thought that might have been Steve Grillo, but I didn't want to ask him that. I was chickened out.
There was
Are
a
you
lot of
proud of me for
homophobia in the 90s. A lot of it.
Not like the 2000s or the
That, like,
2025s.
What's funny is watching like some of the comedies from the 90s and how they approach gay men, and it's very cringe. They're like, "Oh, we don't know what it's like."
Yeah.
It does not age well at all.
Well, it's funny. It's even like then. I mean, then this is back when Matt was only about 20 or 25. Like in the movies in the 1930s and 40s, when they had gay men, when they were portraying gay men, you know, they never called them gay, but you knew that they were gay. You know, and then they had these little innuendos, like lighting, like they might say, "Are you lighting the loafers?" Like, "Oh no, I just got these shoes," or something strange like that. They had all these little subtleties,
like these little innuendos.
Yeah, or outnuendos because they didn't want to, because they were in the closet still.
Yeah, but in their end, but they like things in their endos. So.
All right. It's time to move on. Is it time to move on? Yes, it's time for our next guest. Nicholas Westerfer. I hope that's how you say his last name. Westerfer?
I think the F is silent.
Westerer?
Yeah.
What did you just have a stroke? That was horrible. Westerfer.
I think that the G and D are silent in GD. Or the F in Fenderson is silent.
GD
Anderson. Well, it's a soft D.
I bet it is.
You know what's silent? I'll be silent. No, I'm not going to be silent now. Nicholas Westerfer is a California-based author of Sleeping Daddy. Not like Willie's daddy.
Whoa, you need to calm down, Matt. All right, relax. It's okay.
He's an author.
You don't know this about me.
You want to read the introduction, or I don't introduce. I don't. That's right. Nicholas Westerfer is a California-based author juggling a full-time job while pursuing his passion for writing. He shares his life with his partner, his two daughters, and a menagerie. Have you ever had a menagerie?
Once, but it was consensual.
One too many animals. He's here now. Let's say hello to Nicholas Westerfer, and I hope I'm saying his name right.
Hi, morning. Yes, that's right.
You know what?
The F is not silent.
Yeah, we are missing our name tags here for some reason.
It's the setup. I think if we went to a bigger format, I don't know, because I noticed it a while ago.
It should be in. That's weird, isn't it?
Welcome to Boomer Corner.
Boomer Corner. Welcome to Boomer Corner. So I want to bring up your book, and first of all, we were discussing homophobia. I know you're a gay man. I gotta test Ron's theory. Ron, up in the corner here, Rob, the corner, Boomer Corner. America is bi. All of America. If you ask a hetero guy, he'll be like, I'm not bi. No. So I said, well, the only way to really test this is to ask a gay guy. Could you picture yourself doing the little cunnilingus?
Say that one more time.
Could you picture yourself engaging in cunnilingus?
What is cunnilingus? What does that even mean?
Eating pussy.
Oh.
Wow, you could have been a little more like,
Matt. First of all, does he even look Haitian to you? Does he look Haitian to you?
I was like, what is that?
So if the answer is no, see, then you have the same response as most homophobic, heterosexual guys. So.
Well, I want to rage against that response, so I guess I can't say no.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So
everyone's hi. I'm with Ron.
Okay. Tell us about the book Sleeping Daddy and what it's all about.
Sure. Yeah. So Sleeping Daddy. It's my debut novel. It just came out in December, and it's about a dad and a daughter. It's pretty heavy. I see them laughing. So there's like a loose fairy tale tie-in, hence Sleeping Daddy to Sleeping Beauty. Essentially, the daughter saves the dad. He feels like his life. He's the birth of his daughter wakes him from the past and the curse of his past. So there's like a loose fairy tale tie-in, but it's set in present day, and it's about a single dad who's dealing with his abusive past, and then having having to figure that out, how to parent. So
I was reading the short synopsis of the book, and my understanding is that he lost his wife lost. It was a difficult pregnancy, but it sounds like he lost one of his daughters because it says she was pregnant with twins.
That's correct.
That's sad.
So essentially, he seems like it starts out like a happy life, but his wife's pregnant with twins, and then there's some issues during the birth where one of the twins dies, which kind of sends the wife at the time off in a tailspin. So then the main character, Keith, is left to raise his daughter on his own and figure out how to get over the loss of his wife and the loss of one of his twin daughters and rectify and come to fruition with his past. So
that is sad as shit, dude.
It is pretty sad.
Oh my god! It sounds like a great story, but Jesus Christ!
It's pretty sad.
To get off on making
heavy.
people cry, is that your thing? Is that you
I don't know. It just
I get off at getting off, so I mean, there's that. I don't know.
I get off at 5th Street, but that's because as far as the bus goes. So Nick, which came first, the book, Sleeping Daddy, the poem Sleeping Daddy, or the art? Which inspired which?
So the poem actually came first. So I wrote that poem for my daughters. I have 2 daughters, and that kind of like set the motion for the novel. After I wrote that poem for my daughters, I kind of had the idea to run with the book. So then the whole book came from the poem within the novel, and then the art came after.
Wow. So this is your debut novel. Do you identify now as a novelist? Are you gonna? Is that the?
So I mean, it's. I work full time. I work in the tech industry, so I'm a computer programmer. So that's my day job. I have some more books in me to get out for sure, but it'll still be a side passion until it can make as much money as computer programming.
Yeah, but writing books is not the necessarily the road to fame and fortune as it used to be, because there's so many books out there.
There's a lot of books out there. Yeah,
8 billion books every other minute. That's publishing.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my own business. The people who are just starting out writing books, I'm going to offer to go around promoting their books. I'll just take like 12 books from 12 authors and do readings so those authors can get this stuff out there. I'll just read.
GD, we want people to buy the book, not burn the book.
If they have to buy the book to burn the book. You can't burn a book you don't buy.
You know what? That's a sales motto if I've ever heard one. Someone put that on a t-shirt.
Frustrated. Now, are you with a traditional publisher, or did you publish yourself?
I am with Ingram, which is like a self-publishing indie route.
Okay. Frustrating process to did you start by sending it out to traditional publishers and get
yes, I've been like rejected 9 times over.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's super fun. So I finished writing this book back in 2016, and then I tried the traditional route for like a long time, right? And there's just so many people trying to get published, and then there's so many things within my book that they wanted to change or delete or rework. They like the name Sleeping Daddy itself it leads a lot of different directions, and people are like, what is this? Is this a gay book? Is this about a is it smut? Like, what is this novel? So there's a lot of things that you have to kind of to navigate. So
now my question is, if people are writing smut books or like romance novels, do you think that they should start making them with some sort of waterproof pages? I was just curious because you think about it, and I'm sure it's a messy process when those books get good, and the last thing you want to do is shit, I lost my spot because it's stuck together. Then you rip the page.
Did you read Jackie's review of the last author we had on the last hour, Steve Grillo's book? He said you can't put it down because it's sticky. But I want to come back to these rejection letters from the traditional publishing houses. Do you think they read your book, or did they just send you a form letter?
They have interns who read it.
I don't think so. Like, every process is pretty similar. Like, you have to write a synopsis, right? Like a synopsis that's under 500 words, a query letter that's under 300 words, and you have to like hook them within 2 sentences, and that's like impossible to do. And everything's so subjective of like these things that are getting picked up, like, not to crap on anyone's art, but like they don't do anything for me, right? So it's all subjective and getting it in front of the right person, and I think that's hard to do.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
I felt very passionate about this project, so that's why I went forward with Ingram. And
now, this book is fiction, right? Or is it all fiction, or is there any of it based on reality?
It's all fiction. I guess like parts of it are me for sure. Like, there's some.
Well, this is where I'm. The question that I have for people who write these books, where your family and friends read it, and they assume, even though it's fiction, they're going to kind of, well, is this me? Are you writing about me? Or is this how much of that do you have to put up with? And how sick do you get of trying to explain, I made that character up, it's not you, I don't know where you're getting you from?
Oh my, everyone, that's a question everyone asks. Even like people, like I've told before, it's totally fiction. To be like, is this so and so? And I'm like, sometimes maybe it is, and then sometimes it's like, no, it's not. It's completely made up. But
I thought the character on page 96 was based on me directly. I thought you actually were like stealing my, almost like identity theft, and you just put it on page 96. I was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe Nick is doing this to me after all the time that we didn't know each other.
Well, if he did write about you, the G was silent.
Oh no.
I don't know, because I know, I mean, probably I lost count. Lots of fiction writers now, but I think this is a common thing where people just assume, even though it's a fiction book, they come out and assume that some of this has to be based on real life. And since I know them, but people have known you your whole life. You've been a storyteller. You've been a storyteller and somebody who's prone to fabricating fiction, right? And they know that about you.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd say it like that, but
okay. Well, how would you
probably use bigger words and better words than the ones he used.
Right. Well, and the F would be silent, so it would be abrogated.
Yeah, I think for sure. Like the main character Keith, he had an abusive dad, and I didn't have an abusive dad, and that's one thing people are like, you had an abusive father, and I'm like, it's a fiction story. I did not have an abusive dad, and now my poor
You're the abusive dad then.
Now my poor father is getting drugged, but yeah.
So you're the abusive,
fiction.
You're the abusive dad somewhere in this story.
Who do you have a go-to person, like as you're writing the books, a go-to person that you say, let me know what you think? Because and the thing is, how close are they to you? Because when I have an unpublished book that I shared with my stepdaughter years ago, and I found that I don't want to share this stuff with her. I mean, so
Yeah.
as you're writing the book, she was a proofreader and editor and all this stuff, and it's like, you know, I just wanted to. Is it?
Well, Matt, imagine how awkward it is for her to be reading your sex scene.
I know. Well, I'm just asking. Do you
Well,
have
yeah,
a?
he was hearing it from a few doors down for years, and now she's like, "Oh, God damn it, that's what was happening." It'd be horrible.
I'm asking a question here, you red hat dope. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
do you
Yeah,
have
for sure.
that person, and how close is that person to you? Like pre-editing?
Yeah, so I have like several. I have a friend that I let read everything, and then my brother I let read everything, and then I was a part of a writing group, a critique group that was through that was this writing critique program. So I put the book through that, and that's pretty ruthless. Like you bring a chapter in every session, and they just read it and then rip you apart, essentially. So I went through that, and then after all of that, then it was professionally edited.
See, the question I have, is there a danger in that? Is like you're opening yourself up to too much influence, like too many cooks spoil the broth, that whole thing. At the end of the day, you have to be, well, that's valuable feedback, and I'm going to use that, and then it becomes I don't know, a guessing game of what's really where's the value here, right?
Yeah, for sure. You try to hear it, like what they're saying, and but at the end of the day, you make the call of like, this is the story you're trying to tell. Like, so there's definitely parts where people weren't getting what I was trying to say, or the message I was trying to put into like a certain scene. But it resonated with me, so I would leave it anyway. So yeah, you got to make those calls.
Okay, Nick, you have 2 daughters in real life.
Yeah.
In the book, Sleeping Daddy has 1 daughter. Chances, I'm just saying that because you probably have based this 1 daughter on your daughters. Is there compilation? Is this daughter a compilation of the 2, or did you just single out 1 daughter and that's who this one is?
Yeah.
And how does the other one feel about being neglected?
So I always say that it's a compilation of both of them, but in reality, I finished writing it before my second daughter was born. So it's more so. I would say like the daughter in the book is more so based on my older daughter. Son of the.
How old is your younger daughter?
She is 9.
These are awful personal questions now.
It's not personal. It's these because I want to know how the youngest daughter feels about being neglected and left out of the book. That's all.
Oh, she's not left out of the book. So there's a dedication page, and that's the only page she's allowed to read. So she reads that, and her name's there, and she's happy.
Don't read any further. Stop right here.
Is there self-discovery in the process of writing a book? Do you learn stuff, a book like this, a fiction book? Do you learn stuff about yourself that you?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's probably why I did it, right? Is to learn about myself, because I feel like it was when I started writing, it was never to share it originally. It was just like a way to get thoughts and feelings out, and then I turned it into a story. So it's for sure like a lot of self-discovery, like, and internal processing, for sure.
Oh yeah, man. I'm glad. I bet that felt good to kind of work through.
Yeah,
for
sure.
It could, and that's that. Because for somebody like me, and I think a lot of people in the performing arts can relate to this. There's this always, I'm proud of the work, but still in the back of my head, there's this little thing called imposter syndrome. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And that makes you, for me, it causes stage fright, but it makes you reluctant to share your work and get some feedback on it. Do you go through that?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like fake it until you make it type deal. That's what someone once said. It's like we all feel like that. So yeah, I definitely like. Am I a writer? I don't know. I like never felt like a true writer or author, right? And I just knew that I had the story in me, and I thought it was good, but that doesn't mean anyone else thinks it's good. And then sometimes you get the positive feedback, and that kind of like
it's negative
spurs
feedback.
You on. and then the negative feedback, sits with you even worse. You're like,
Yeah,
they're
well,
right.
negative feedback will come from anonymous strangers online,
Yeah.
right? Without using their names in their screen name, it'll be like the Dick Wilder, something.
That's Welder. That's Welder.
Wilder. No,
Dick.
Wilder. I think it's the Dick Wilder. I'm just talking
Oh.
about somebody who left a very angry comment on my YouTube channel last night. But it's like, I get sick of that. And I say, well, use your name. Well, what are you going to do? Come and fight me? No, it's not about that. It's about being responsible for what you say. If you're hiding behind an anonymous screen name, it's very easy to be mean and ugly and all this stuff. But if you're using your real name, it's much harder. And then you have to be, or try to be at least polite about your negative criticism rather than just coming up flame throwing, right?
I'll fight him.
So,
Let's go.
I think there's a lot of like everyone's work in art and whatever they're doing, even a podcast, it takes a lot of work and a lot of unseen work. And so for people to just trash on anything for no reason without, I don't know, I wouldn't do that, because I mean, the amount of work and sweat and tears that went into my book, it's like, you don't have to like it, but you shouldn't crap on anything.
I tell myself convenient lies about it. Like if I had a book out on Amazon and there were negative reviews, I just think to myself, this is an author who's trying to push his work, and he's just trying to put me down so he thinks he's going to sell more by getting rid of the competition. That's what I would tell myself. Does it hurt though if you read negative reviews, or do you take it personally? Because I do. I do
too. I do. And I guess what helped was being in that critique group, because there's this woman in one of my critique groups, and she'd tear me up every week. I would bring a different chapter in. She'd be like, I hate all your characters. This is awful. And then she finally shared her work, and it was not good. I was like, she's just jealous, Okay, I think she's just jealous. She can't. She's ruthless, but this is bad.
Did you come? I could not resist the attempt to say, "Are you kidding me? You after bashing my book all this time, this is the crap you're asking me to read." Do you do that, or are you more reserved?
I'm more reserved, unfortunately.
I'm not surprised.
I showed too much grace, for sure. I think about it now, and I'm like, I should have ripped her one. But.
Yeah. Was this the writing of it? Was it a fun process? I know, because Billy Joel talked about how he hates writing songs. He likes completing a song, and he likes, but he doesn't like the process. Was the process enjoyable?
I liked the process. I did. I like the process. I don't like the marketing aspect of it. I don't like, I don't like pushing it. I don't like that. That's not the most fun. So that's why I think GD is onto something about you could be the marketer.
Hey, listen, man, we're all down to help push product, man.
Yeah. Because
Steven, you just want to be pushed because you have a wheelchair. That's it. That's why you want to be pushed.
Well, I'm also a stick shift. You want to fucking try it? Yeah, I thought. Love you, GD.
Wow. Oh my God.
You say that now. Where was the money on the dresser when we were done?
I apologize for the internal fighting. I wasn't expecting this.
No, you're good.
Happen.
That was not a sample, Stephen.
You say you enjoy the process. What is the process for you? And it's different for everybody. But is it a disciplined process where you say, I got to get up every morning? Because I know you do have a day job. Do you structure it every day? I got to get up extra early and write 1,000 words or something? Or is
no, I don't. I don't structure it at all. Maybe I need to start. I just for a while, I drove an hour to and from work, and I did my best thinking, and I would literally speak into my phone, like the scene and or what I was thinking and feeling. So I'd put it that way, and then I usually would, either early morning or late night, then put it into.
Hey, don't change up what works, man. I mean, everyone works a little different. for example, Jerry Seinfeld, you know, he daily will write and then he marks the calendar on the days that he wrote, you know, and he's really methodical. And then there's some
and look
that
where his career wound up. Come on, you can't use him as an example.
And then there's some that just, you know, they just write when the inspiration hits. You know, I'm one of those guys. Like, I don't sit down and just try to write. It just comes to me, and then I'll write down a
You're
premise.
already sitting down.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Okay, so I'll park myself and I'll be like, yeah.
Ron bails just when I need him to do his best Jerry Seinfeld impersonation.
He went to go get it. He had left it in the other room.
Yeah.
You're one of these people that love racism.
I appreciate
Anti-Semites? What about Palestinians?
Jerry Seinfeld on the program this morning for people on the radio.
The Jews are back. They're taking over
That's not Ron
the show.
Kane doing an impersonation. Yeah. How long has the book been out?
Since December. Came out in December.
So have you done an audiobook yet? Is the
Yeah, there's an audiobook too. Yep. So if you on Audible and iTunes.
Did you read it? Or did you
I did
hire
not.
a voiceover guy?
Yeah, there's a voiceover guy. His name's Matthew White. He reads it.
He
does a good job too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because for me, I don't know. That was where I become the critic. I'd listen to somebody else saying my words, and I'd be like, you know, that's not how I would say it.
Yeah.
Was that an extensive back and forth? Could you read that line a little different?
Yeah. So I mean, so they send samples, right, and then you have to like approve each chapter. So there were times where I was like, I would just make suggestions of like, this didn't feel like it worked for me, but for the most part, he nailed it, and it was really interesting to hear it read by someone else because it made it feel more alive. Like shit, I wrote that. Like, so it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I don't even recognize my own words coming back at me, and when people have read things I've written, I'd be like, wait a minute.
Ransom notes. You will go back to the ransom notes again.
Well, he didn't read those.
I'm trying to keep plausible deniability here.
And those
could you please read the cutout letters?
I didn't even know he was in the trunk of the car. Why would I write trunk of the car?
That's not writing. That's collage.
Okay. Now I forgot where I was going to go with this stuff. The most important thing, and we've discovered this. This is Stephen's discovery that we've brought to this. Too many authors giving away everything about the book, and rather you guys just got to buy the book. We want to tell people buy the book, but at the end of the day, was there some underlying message or just idea that you want people to walk away from this book, having read this book, some way that you would want something deeper that you want to connect with people that they might not necessarily get?
Yeah, I feel like for me it was the thought of, and it kind of is like directly reflected in the daughter's name is Hope. Her name's Hope in the story, and for me it was just about when you lose faith, you have to find hope. And so that's really the whole genesis of the story of when life gets hard, you still have to look for the positive and the good.
Female names, man. Female names. Females can be named Hope, Faith, Desired, all these kind of, like, you never hear a guy named like Anger.
I know a guy named his name is Truth, and his sister's name is Hope.
What is his name?
His name is Truth. Truth.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he's black.
I'm wrong. But no, we should start a trend of naming men after or males after very masculine type of emotions.
My nephew's name is Sincere.
Hate.
Butch.
Hate would be a good name.
Butch.
For a guy. My son Hate. Anyway, I don't know why. Hope. I know a lot of hopes.
This is my son debit card.
Yeah. So
won't leave home without him.
Is there any
difficulty for you in this process of? I know you mentioned the marketing part, and nobody likes the marketing part, but in the process of getting your book out there and just exposing your work to the world, is that a difficult thing for you?
Yeah, kind of. There's like some vulnerability to it too,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
so the story itself is very family drama, and probably if it were to be classified, would be like women's fiction,
Yeah.
right? So just being here with a bunch of dudes talking about it is interesting to me, and kind of outside of my comfort zone, but cool. You guys are cool to do this because, yeah, it's just very
Yeah, I am
vulnerable.
definitely I'm definitely experiencing that. I've been doing some live streams with painting, and then every one of them I hate, and then I feel like people are watching me do this in real time. Imagine somebody actually sitting with you and watching you read, watching you write, reading over your shoulder as you write. How weird that feels! Like I'm exposing
Yeah.
myself in real time here, and
Uh-huh.
it's just.
And he puts out masterpieces and then shits on them. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Literally, he drops trowel and he does it on his artwork.
All right, I'm out.
That's for his OnlyFans page, though.
Yeah, but when it comes to that actually showing the work, I definitely experienced that a little bit. Like I want people to like it, but I'm definitely afraid they're going to be overly critical of it and just see all the flaws and all of it. It's a tough thing.
Sure.
So now, since it's been out since September, have you gotten a lot of reviews on the various markets?
There's like there's a bunch of reviews, not a terrible amount of reviews, but everything seems pretty good.
Here's the thing, because if I got, and everybody should know this about me. I don't know if you know this about me. If I got a really sterling one that it would be, I blow it up, I would have it printed up, I'd have a skyline, I'd have a plane flying over your house with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, have any of those that
Yeah, I've gotten some good ones, and I definitely feel like I posted them on my socials. Like look at this.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. For me, because it's such a rare thing that anybody will give me a compliment about anything. For me, it's important that I let everybody who I ever come in contact with, even if it's a mailman, oh, you got to see this review I just got.
Yeah. So I got to sit in on a book club that read the book. So a book club read the book, and then I got to sit in on the feedback, and they didn't know I was the author. So that was really frightening, but also really kind of like cool to see all of the opinions like 100% real, because they didn't know who the author was.
Yeah,
So I sat in on that, and it was mostly positive, but there were a few people who were like, this is just like, why is it so sad? Why did someone pick this book? It's sad. And then so it was really cool to see that.
That's kind of like the Robert Duvall thing, that movie where he faked his own death and then went to his funeral to hear what people were going to say about him.
Yeah, I was like, this could go really bad. Like this, they might hate. I might walk out of here crying myself. So
brutal. Now, we're coming back to the whole marketing thing. A big part, or a thing that people are doing to market stuff, is doing these live readings. And we just had a guy on before you, who I had thought had done a live reading. But this is a cool thing. I think when the author reads his book, it's a whole different experience than an audiobook. You go to a theater and you kind of engage in going through the trip as the author is doing it in his own voice, knows his own words better than anybody. Have you done any of those, or plan on doing any of those kind of events?
I plan on doing something like that. I haven't done it just yet. There's been like I've done some marketing events where I've like shared a passage or two, but not a big chunk of the book in my own words. I think I'm getting more comfortable with that idea. At first, like we were originally talking about, I didn't want people to read it as me, as the character. So I was trying to like separate my voice a little bit from that.
Yeah.
But I'm getting more comfortable with
being a tech guy.
Are you familiar with because we talked about how many books come out. I worked for as a consultant for a publisher, and the Amazon algorithm is rigged, and the way they rig it is there are several ways to rig it. But are you aware of that, and have you tried to kind of manipulate that for yourself in any way?
I guess I know it's kind of like more towards like, I mean, I followed all of the advice of like making sure you have the keywords and and the tags of your genres and all that. But besides that, no, I don't know any tricks to game the system.
Allow
Unfortunately.
me to get you hip. Well, I know that the book is already out and it's been out since September, but in case you do it again, or if there's any way to apply this, because I think it's unfair what they're doing. And I think I want to expose it so that if it's going to be unfair, it's like if steroids are going to be allowed in baseball, everybody should be on steroids. That's my philosophy.
Dude, I think it'd be. I think baseball would be so much more interesting if everyone was on steroids.
Even the managers.
Yeah, I mean,
and the umpires.
Yeah,
that would be great.
They'd start boxing and wrestling. You had 700-foot home runs. You'd have
Roid
200 mile per
rage
hour
with the
fastballs.
umpires calling strikes, and the guys get angry at them, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden it'd be like a.
Are you a
hockey fight.
retard?
Yes, UFC needs to sponsor the MLB and get this going. Let's go.
I want to let Nick know about how people rig stuff. What they do is the publishing company, even if it's a self-published thing and there are people working on your team, what they do is they get all your friends and family, they put it out there for $0 behind the scenes. So it's not like they're not publicizing it yet, but it's out there. You can get it for $0. You just download it so that you can leave a review, and it pushes the numbers up. You get everybody to download the freebie, the ebook or whatever, for free. It pushes it up in the algorithm, and they leave a good review, and they just kind of push it out at that. And then after it becomes number one, then they put the price on it. And that's a way of artificially getting stuff in the bestseller. And they put it out in a category. So even if your book, what it is, it's a family novel, they put it out in something really obscure like physics, something, and then nobody buys those books anyway. So it pushes it to the top of that category. Then you switch the category later on, and it still retains that bestseller badge. They're doing all sorts of
tricks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, do you worry about does competition even come into it, or you just worry about doing the very best book you can do? And
For me, it's just I was like, I didn't know that I would ever publish it when I started, so I've just been following the snowball of the story, and so like everything right now is cool to me. Like, okay, I have a book out, like it'll do what it'll do, and I think my expectations kind of keep growing. I have like and changing, so it's interesting. I definitely have like. I want it to do well, right? But I'm trying to go into it with the mindset of like I'm an unknown author who the algorithm is working against. So I'm doing what I can.
It's fair enough, and because nobody writes a book if they don't want people to read it. And I hear people, I don't care if anybody reads it. And I hear I hear YouTubers saying, I don't care if I get it. I don't do it for clicks and views. If you weren't doing it for clicks and views, you'd just be talking in your living room. You wouldn't be putting it on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you want people to view it. You want people to click on it. And if you write a book and you publish a book, you want people to read that. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. But I hear so many people that, I don't care if anybody reads it. It was just about the work. No, if it was just about the work, you wouldn't have published it. You would have just kept it to yourself. So,
I feel like for me, it's been like I started like that. I think that was what gave me the bravery to do it. It's like, oh, I don't need anyone to read it. And then that's how it kind of just grows. It's like, okay, now I feel like it's good enough. I want people to read it. And I don't care how many, and then you get some people start reading it and reviewing it and liking it, and you're like, okay, what kind of becomes addictive? Like you want, buy my book. Why am I begging you?
Friends and family. This is a thing, and for creative people, and I learned this from Bob Ross. How many times can I mention Bob Ross in a podcast?
Well, you are not Ross, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Bob used to say, don't ever give your work away. Sell it, because if you give it away, people won't value it. If they spend their hard-earned money, they value it. And I see people like giving their books away, musicians giving their CDs away, comedians giving their DVD or whatever away. And then people use it as a coaster. Have you gone through that hurtful experience of giving somebody a book and you know they never read it? They put it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because like I've sent books out to like some book influencers, and I know for sure they probably have not read them.
Yeah. Do you ever,
Matt,
tempted to out them on it? Like, I know you like give them a little book, a little test. Like, well, what was your favorite part?
Well, yeah, for sure. And sometimes like I've seen some posts about the book that were like totally wrong. I'm like, yeah, you did not read that book. That's not what happens.
Yeah.
So Matt, you're saying that Bob Ross says not to give your stuff away because people won't appreciate it, but the Amazon model is they're giving the stuff away to drive up the number.
No. That's your own people who are working to kind of help boost it. You're not giving it away. It's ebooks and stuff like that, but they're not giving anything away. These are people who are, they're not going to read it. The intent is just to get those numbers up to boost up the algorithm. It's not about giving them something.
But they're giving with the free. They said
it's different than saying, "Here's my book. I hope you enjoy it." Rather than, "Listen, I need somebody to help me scheme this thing. But just go order it. You don't have to read it. Just order it and boost my numbers up in the algorithm." It's a whole different mindset. It's not like you're giving stuff away, hoping or even thinking they're going to read it. You're putting it out there with the intent that we're gaming the system. I just need some help gaming the system. It's not what you're like the same as, "Here's my CD. I hope you like it," and then you see it underneath the.
Okay, so it's not apples and oranges. It's like apples and pomegranates. I got it.
I think more kumquats, and the quat is silent.
So you just left with a bunch of cum? Damn, Matt.
I got to do something there. If you got to shock them, it's shock radio. I'm a shock jock. Anyway, so the book is available at nickwesterfer.com. Am I saying your last name right, Westerfer?
Yeah, you're saying it right. That's right.
Wow, look at me. I can actually pronounce a name every once in a while. And I got two right in the same day. Any credit?
And Nick Ann from California says hi.
Good morning.
Now you're from California.
Good morning, Ann.
I am from California.
So we appreciate you getting up at 7:15 in the morning to be.
Yeah.
Well, God, look at you. Holy moly. Anyway, the book is called Sleeping Daddy. I hope people will get it. If there's anything we can help to do to help boost it further than this, I appreciate it. And I thank you for being part of the program this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks,
bye for now.
Later.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Rock it, man. Rock it till you rock it. Now, when I want to come back to this. Oh, look at that.
Hey,
Stephen,
Grok
just
here.
inserting
Go
himself
fuck yourself.
I will insert myself anywhere. I damn well.
Why would Grok be nasty like that? I didn't do anything to insult Grok, did I? I think I said nice things about Grok. I actually
yeah, but you talk bad about his daddy.
That's true. Daddy doesn't like that.
Well, he talked bad. Grok, if we're gonna sign Grok as he.
You said it first.
I know. If we're going to assign Grok a gender, and then we'll call it a he. But he talked bad about his daddy. If you ask Grok who's the biggest liar on X, it will say my daddy. Well, it will say Elon.
But he's not speaking. He's just asking a question. It's not like he started it. It's not like he was thinking it and said it out loud. You asked him a specific question.
But it's what all the complicated algorithms and mathematics came to the conclusion of, that Elon Musk is a fucking douchebag.
But he did say, no, did he? I don't know. I haven't been following this. They've been saying he saved these astronauts that were stuck up in the space station. Are they back? Or
I think they're on their way back. Because they're just far enough out in Earth orbit that if they jumped out, they would just either float away or they would burn up in re-entry.
Remember the guy?
He had a parachute.
I don't know if you remember the guy.
Finn
I don't know if you
Baumgart.
remember this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this guy, but there was a guy who took a balloon up into space.
Yep.
And then he jumped out. It was like 90 miles, right?
It was Finn Baumgartner. He was 175,000 feet up.
We're not even asking the important question. Where is Steven's aunt?
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
that was yesterday's news.
I forgot about your aunt. Where is your aunt? Where is your aunt? Did you pull a plug on her?
No, her and my grandmother are up at the hospital.
Yeah.
Now, is your grandmother just as racist as your grandfather?
No.
So
She just really doesn't like Mexicans. That's her bag.
Actually, hold on. Actually, believe it or not, that's not true. On my grandmother's side, pretty much everybody except for her, so she might be a little racist, but everybody but her has married a Hispanic person.
So,
I think,
wow.
including myself, I married a Hispanic person. My aunt is married to a Brazilian. My cousins are both married to Venezuelans. My other aunt is married to a Mexican. Yeah. I married a Puerto Rican.
Just because they needed the help? It's cheaper to marry the help than hire the help? What is the what? I'm just trying to ask a simple journalistic question.
That was only a thing back when they used to buy the help.
Flattail just called you a dope. I don't know if you want to respond in any stupid way because you're a dope. But
Hispanic, Latino, and technically, I think for me it would have been a Latina, but
no, isn't Flattail? He's no. This is John Beavers.
Beavers.
Rise up.
Like,
Broke down.
Like you're pretty rough on the Beavers last night, Ward.
Yeah,
I generally am.
Now, is it? I thought he was married. Is he a married man?
Yes,
he is. Yeah.
But he's interested in your aunt. I'm not trying to get him in trouble here, but I couldn't say that. My wife.
No, I think he was just being funny.
He's just being funny?
I think so.
About your aunt?
Yeah, he's a very dedicated dude. He loves his wife. They're a really great couple, actually. They're good people.
You're covering for him, aren't you? You just covering for him. You're being a good friend. You're just trying to.
No, because like I said before, if he was single, I would absolutely have set him up with my aunt, 100%, no question.
Ian, you know what, Ian? Have we done something to make Ian shy? Ian used to be more of a contributor here. He says, crazy unfair how Stevie's ex-wife got the house in the car. Well, she had the house in the car before she met him.
No, the house, yes, but the car, no. I bought the car.
Let me finish reading before you retort on what I just said that was wrong. Crazy unfair how Stevie's ex-wife got the house and car in the divorce. He just got to keep the last name. Now you want to say how wrong I am? Go ahead.
No, she had the house is her mom's, so that's fine. That's whatever. To be fair, but I bought the cars.
So she got to keep the mom too? I thought you got the mom in the divorce.
Oh, I would have. Man, I was so close to
really
to being on true crime documentaries.
So, not to make you feel bad, but you already got enough shit going.
No, you're good.
Having to murder your whole family and all that stuff. But now you're a two-time loser, right? Two-time divorcee.
Yeah.
Are you going to look for love again, or are you just going to?
Well, I'm not, definitely not.
The reason I asked, I have an ex-brother, and he's
trying to hook him up with Steve.
Huh?
Are you trying to hook him up with Steven?
I was just about to say.
No, I'm not hooking up. I thank you for it. Yeah, that would be a nice couple. And he has a Latina thing too, so maybe. But he's a two-time loser.
Sounds like he set them up for a blind date.
But he's old, and he had prostate cancer and whatever it was, and he wants to get
And he premature ejaculates.
When I was still talking to him, I would counsel him. What do you want with women? Haven't you learned your lesson that who needs them?
I
can get it out of your system and move along with your day. And you're done. Who needs women? That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, probably. But I have work to do first. I will never set myself up to be in a situation where if things go bad that I'm the one left without again.
So you'll find love in marriage once you walk, once you get to use your legs, so you don't get pushed around again.
I will find love when I have a place of my own.
No love.
Everything.
Fuck love. Who needs love? Let me just cleanse you of this idea. No love. Hate.
Dude, look, I got
look for hate. Hate is much easier to find. You don't even have to.
Vagina.
You are 100
stronger emotion.
You're 100% right. My inbox is full of plenty of opportunities to get it wet. And yeah, I have a heart. I like a connection. So yeah, but
not that hard. Get rid of the heart.
Okay, we're gonna start a new show. It's called Bachelor on Wheels. And you're going to be the bachelor, and we're just going to have a bunch of women come in, and we'll give you some roses, and you get to pick them. And the first date is
Florida trailer park that might go over well.
All 16 women have to sit in the audience, and they listen to your set, listen to your jokes, and then you pick out the one from the way they laugh and what they laugh at.
That's kind of what my inbox looks like at the moment. So,
hey, I got a couple showbiz stories if you want to do that.
Well, yeah.
Well, we're talking business here. We're trying to get Steven a TV show.
No, we're not.
We're talking show business.
Steven has a TV show. He doesn't show up for it.
Man, listen.
He'd rather be killing his family.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead. I thought we were talking show business.
No, we will get to that. But this idea of Bachelor on Wheels, it just reminded me, because you guys are familiar with the concept of Ice Cream Man, right? The guy who drives around.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling, here comes the ice cream truck.
In Florida, they have roll-on dough. Roll-on dough. It's a ice cream truck, but instead of bringing ice cream, they bring you pizza trucks. They took trailer parks.
We had that when we were kids. I mean, we had a truck called Ray's. And Ray's, they drove by and they had submarines, sub sandwiches, and pizza.
So I'm just thinking this idea, like in the trailer parks in Florida, Bachelor on Wheels, you're just rolling around so the lonely bachelor trailer park housewives can get some dick. Bachelor on Wheels, $4, whatever, for quick come quick.
I think you're thinking of Jiggle Roll, which is like a gigolo on wheels. They would have the Jiggle Roll service out there.
Really?
Yes.
You've researched this.
I sold my franchise. It was called Jiggle Roll.
Hours on it.
Yeah, I used to live down there.
What is that?
All right.
A phone. It's a phone, Matt. Don't you know what the phone looks like?
I know.
That is Lily Wheels. That is Lily Wheels.
Her tits.
Dude, here's the thing, man. I don't know if I can date somebody in a wheelchair.
Well, you're prejudiced. You.
No, I just think logistically it would be really hard.
You're an ableist. You're an ableist.
A little bit, yeah.
You would be wasting a good parking space because you can't hang two passes in one car.
You can, but it's like putting on two condoms. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's redundant. Yeah, that's what I mean. I shouldn't have said can't. I should have said it's not practical.
I think she's gonna have back problems. Definitely gonna have back.
I mean, I'd give her back problems.
I wouldn't mind being her ableist.
Call that Meals on Wheels. I'm going to eat that pussy, bro. Anyways,
just because half of her does not work does not mean you get to treat her like half a person. She's a whole person with whole needs.
No, I would treat her like a whole person and more.
I would just treat her holes.
I think she had a little extra person there. Anyway, it's time for showbiz. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The GD and the Fenderson are all silent.
Let's go.
And now, bringing you the latest in entertainment news from Hollywood, New York, and East Bumfuck, Montana. Here's our chief entertainment correspondent, Ron Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showbiz.
Hey, showbiz, everybody. Make sure you come down to Minucci's today because we're serving RFK Jr. Honey Smacks. So please get yours today.
Forgot about Honey Smacks.
Yes.
I remember Sugar Crisp. I can't get enough Super Sugar Crisp, but I forgot about the Honey.
Going strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and each box either has a needle or a little bit of heroin in it. So fun for the whole family.
Good. Helps make you a better student, by the way. If you go to class all heroin down, according to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You don't, yeah. So this is Tracy Morgan, and he was at the Knicks game last night, and he was caught on the side of the court throwing up. So
were the Knicks playing that poorly?
I thought he had a nosebleed, but he wasn't in the nosebleed seats. I think there's a special seat that they give you for that, right?
No, that's me doing that. So don't. Here is the video of him at the court last night. He's sitting there in his seat and then lets it go.
What the fuck, man? Don't you know that's coming on? And can't you excuse? I gotta. You made no effort to kind of.
Yeah, he's Tracy Morgan. He could have munched into the Knicks water boy and then have brought him a bucket.
Well, here's the problem. When you're in that position, when you're going to get sick, depending on how it's coming up, if you start trying to run and get off the court, it could have been a lot worse.
No, I get it. Yeah,
you don't want. You take off your jacket. You take off your jacket. You put it in front of your mouth.
There's nothing worse than that running Godzilla, and you just shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, because your body doesn't care. It's like, we're getting it out. Yeah. This is a picture from Saw 11. Yes, believe it or not, they're trying to make another one, but they are having so many issues with this. The screenwriters and the studio cannot decide on what they want to do. They're at odds because apparently Saw 11 deals with healthcare and CEOs in general again. And I guess there is some objections to that behind the scenes.
I never even knew there was a Saw 1. So I'm 10 behind.
I knew about Saw 1 through 3, but I kind of lost track after that.
Apparently, they apparently the Saw 6 or 7 is about, the whole movie is about him getting healthcare CEOs and killing them. Because in the movie, the killer has cancer and it was denied cancer treatments and shit like that.
So I think they should kill him off and just do Son of Saul, and where Son of Saul goes around killing CEOs because they couldn't save Daddy Saul.
No, they should kill him off, but then the healthcare company keeps sending his family bills and keeps rebilling.
They keep him on life support until they pay up.
Yeah, but when he's offing the people, you're like, oh, good.
There you go. I think that's a good rewrite. Let's see what
I'm gonna sell it to the studio today. So Universal Music Group is moving to dismiss the Drake lawsuit. Basically, they're just calling it, just ridiculous that he's trying to make this claim. So it goes on, and like Drake wanted royalties, or I don't. What
exactly was the suit? What the claim in the suit?
The claim in the suit is
misuse of copyrighted
Universal
material?
Music Group said in a court filing that Drake lost a rap battle that he provoked in which he willingly participated.
Sounds like
that's fair.
Yeah, this has not been going well for Drake. If he would just fucking let it go, it would have died months ago. But he keeps bringing it up. He brings it up he brought it up at a recent concert, and it's like, bro, you've lost this battle through and through. Stop.
This is known as the Barbra Streisand effect. I don't know if you know this about Barbra Streisand, but this is known as the Barbra Streisand effect, where she sued somebody. They were showing a cliff erosion or something in the Pacific, and they showed a picture of her house, and she went crazy and started a lawsuit and over that. And all that did was bring much more attention to the fact that that's her house. And then more magazines started showing it. And she would if she would have just stayed silent about it, it would have blown over in a minute, and nobody would have known about it. But the minute you start making shit about it, now it's a big thing. That's the Barbra Streisand effect. Fuck you, Drake.
All right, I know GD and Matt are excited about this, but the new Playboy Cardi album dropped today, and I know you guys are excited. So it's like 30 tracks, an hour and 16 minutes, and a lot of people are excited about this, and I may even check it out today.
I was thinking about checking it out myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already put it in my playlist. I've got it on my
okay.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
As a matter of fact, Playboy slid me his DMs so that I could put them in my phone also.
You didn't even say that
tracks,
right.
I'm sorry, 30 tracks and 76 minutes, an hour and 16 minutes, right?
Yep.
Pretty much. I did the
That's
math
less
on
than
it.
3 minutes a track. That's wow. First of all, I'd say that that's good for you for 30 tracks because most people who still put out albums, they're shortchanging it. They're doing 10 to 12 tops. Like 30 tracks is a lot, but these are very short. Not even 3 minutes each.
I bet you the tracks in Playboy's arms are longer than that.
Yeah, here is the opening track.
Welcome to Boomer Corner, the only corner that you can get stuck in.
Oh,
that's gonna be a hit, everybody.
People stealing my fucking songs. I hate
All
it.
right, this story had so Ye released a song with Diddy, his daughter Northwest, Christian King Combs. He released a track, and now Ye is kind of in a legal battle with Kim Kardashian because she's like, I don't want you using our daughter for this. And with everything else that Ye's got going on with the swastikas, and he just keeps going down that hole further.
How old is their daughter?
I don't know off the top. I think she's only maybe 10 at the.
Oh, okay.
At most.
She's like 11. She had nothing to do what she wants to do, but if she's 10, yeah, I agree.
So if you're interested, I think the song is out there, and yeah. Oh, she is.
The song is still. Is she protest? Did she do like a cease and desist to try to stop the song, and the song is still out there?
That I don't know. It gets. This whole story has like so much fucking hair on it, and it's ridiculous.
There's so many people I want. We could just put them in a rocket ship and send them to another fucking planet. You could put Trump and Kanye and Musk, and I mean, I could just go on and on with Nick Fuente. I just take them all. Just get rid of them. We don't need them. We don't want them.
You made one slight correction. I don't think we need to send them to another planet. Just tell them they're heading toward one. It doesn't ever have to land. They can
send them
in space.
to the sun.
Yeah.
Send them to the sun.
Yeah, just point it toward the sun. So you're sending you to a better place.
Is that what you were doing? You were scratching your ass?
No, I'm pulling my pants up. I'm adjusting.
Pulling your pants up. Why were they down?
They weren't down. They were just sliding down.
You notice he didn't know what cunnilingus was.
Okay. Well, why would the gay guy know what cunnilingus is? He likes dick.
Butter me with Crisco and call me a mule.
Because Ron said everybody is bi, and I wanted to test whether gay men will respond to that.
I didn't know he was gay. How did you know he was gay?
It says so in his bio.
From
bio, I never even saw that.
His bio says he grew up in a conservative family as a gay man.
That kind of gay.
I feel like I feel like from the gay and lesbian people I know, it's more likely that a lesbian is gonna have more bi tendencies than a gay guy would.
Well, he obviously is bi. He's got two. I'm just thinking he had these daughters the old-fashioned way, not test tubing them. He's got two actual daughters.
Well, that also could have been on his journey to discovering that. I don't like this.
Well, he could have donated the sperm.
Well, I mean, he clearly donated it because she kept it.
I didn't. After he kind of like was surprised about what cunnilingus actually meant, I didn't feel like digging any deeper into that hole. I'm sorry. I've derided show business. Derailed it.
You know what's funny is Oh, sorry.
If you're a fan of horror movies, the original Final Destination turns 25. So that movie is now 25 fucking years old. It started a franchise, and we even talked about here that they're trying to make another one, and they're going to reboot it, and it's coming out. So,
so this movie, Final Destination, will never reach its final destination.
Nope.
It's a fucking shame.
This is I like this story. Well, I don't, and I do. We're talking about freedom of speech. So this is called the O Cinema. It is in Miami, and they want to shut it down because they showed a movie called No Other Land, and the movie is a pro-Palestinian movie about what's going on in Gaza right now. And so the mayor says he wants to close this place down now because it's offensive.
Now, is it a pro-Palestinian or pro-Hamas? Because that's not the same thing, and they're treating sometimes
It's a little bit of both, but it's a freedom of speech thing. Yeah, you might not like it, and it doesn't. I don't think it's a recruitment film. It's not like but it's like there are three sides to every story. So, fucking deal with it, pussies.
Wow. Deal with it, pussies.
Yeah, I mean, this shit reminds me of Wimpy, Texas. Oh, we got a bad porn piece. So
seems like Ron is not a big fan of Nazi America.
What?
I think you got to get on board with the whole censorship of anything that is not extreme right wing or whatever. You have to get on board with the new Nazism is the new, I don't know, Coke. It's a new Coke.
Yeah,
Nazism is the new McCarthy.
So enjoy the suffering, everybody. This is the new Tesla toaster. So please make sure you get it anywhere you buy fine Teslers. They're out there.
You know, see that picture right there? That picture of our guests? You said sleeping daddy and gorilla parts, and then you said one of them was a gay guy, and I thought it was going to be the guy with the vest on. I was like, this is going to be so much more weirder than when Colby Folks was on, because this guy looks like a really big scary bear.
Steven he's laughing because he doesn't want to cry. He wants to hold back the tears, right? Am I right? I'm right.
Dude, I've cried so much in the last month. I'm out of tears.
Really?
I'm just here now.
Cry baby.
I'm a big cry baby.
Have you tried covering the mirror so you don't have to look at yourself?
I can't see. Most mirrors are too high for me. It's okay.
Oh, they come to my house. I have crotch high mirrors because those are the ones I like to look at.
You also have steps in your house. I know this because I've seen your basement. Well, that sounded super gay, but yeah, that's not what I meant.
But we also have a hill that goes around back, so you can come in without stairs.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
You say super gay. Is there like I don't know, a gay superpower?
I'm super.
What was
gay cow?
The gay ones, you know, there's LGBTQ, then there's the plus. The gay ones are the pluses.
I think
thanks for asking.
All right. I don't know. I'm obviously confused. And
That's from South Park.
Yeah.
Big gay owl.
Big gay owl.
Hey, I didn't name
Super.
Sending your parents a letter. Tell them you're a whore.
Okay, I'm a whore.
So you're framing this whole situation. Listen, I know you're going through a lot, or you think you're going through a lot, but you've been given a gift. How many people actually get to pull the plug on the father or the grandfather all in 1 week?
No, that's true. And you know who's helped me a lot is that lady that was on Zen. We connected afterwards, and she put me in her program for free, and that's been helping with the positivity and kind of just feeling better about things.
It just occurred to me what super gay means.
Yep, another crippled guy mooching off the system.
No, she offered. It was I gave her my number, and she called, and we talked for like 2 hours that first time, and then
the fucking liberals on this show always looking for a free hand. That's why you're supposed to be a conservative, so you can suck off those old men and get your conservative tears when they come on your face. That's what being American is about. Sucking off elderly men for conservative tears.
What pisses me off is that Zen hasn't been able to take my calls because she's been too busy working with Steven.
I have never been more proud to hit a B than just now.
Hey, when I reached out to her, she just told me, she's like, just give me a second. I'm just trying to find some discount ammo for Steven.
We talked about that too. It was a good time.
All right. What is today? Today's Tuesday, right?
It's Thursday, Tuesday.
We still have a whole week of suffering.
It's two for one Tuesdays at Minucci's.
I'm starting my job next week, or the 1st of April. So I'll be here for a little bit still.
Why's it so up in the air? Because you can't kill off the relatives fast enough?
No, well, I accepted a job at AT&T, and which is a decent job, but I also interviewed for
part of the corporate fucking oligarchy. You know?
I know, and I interviewed for Verizon, which is a better opportunity. And then with what's going on with my dad, so my start date is the 24th of this month for AT&T. But if I get that Verizon job, the start date would be April 1st. So
what if you get the Verizon job but you don't get it to the 25th?
Then I'm still going to Verizon.
Ooh. Yeah. I hope AT&T is not watching the show.
No, I know once I did each interview, and I ended each interview with, I do have offers on the table for other carriers, and then
that's the wrong thing to say.
They both because not with my resume in the cell phone world. They both called me immediately. AT&T called me 5 minutes later and offered me the position.
They were going to call you anyway, but what you said was not the reason.
Yeah, they need a diversity hire.
Ask our resident HR professional. That's not a good thing to say on an interview.
I know, but I was also an HR professional.
But you said it anyway.
American.
No wonder nobody can live with you for a week or two. They fucking get rid of you. No wonder people hate you.
I know. I'm a terrible person.
Well, that we didn't even have to say. That was like goes without saying. You didn't even have to say it. It could go without saying.
If I'm not vaping, I'm raping.
I'm vaping.
Yeah, I just noticed what is use number 52? What is the actual use? We're talking about the urn, right? But what is the use?
He was my designated driver.
Oh, see, you were blocking. Yeah, you were blocking. That's your face on that. You passed out with that. What is that you're drinking?
I passed out at the bar after 4 or 5 drinks.
That's an awfully big fucking. What is that? Like a gallon bottle? What the fuck is that?
No, the bottle is just closer to the camera.
It's just forced perspective.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I would love to watch GD go around his house setting up these pictures with this urn.
No, that was at a bar. That's at a bar.
That's at a real bar?
That's at a real bar.
My God.
Matter of fact, I have one with at a dinner theater. I took him with it. Took it with me to a dinner theater, and I sat at the table at the dinner theater.
I hate dinner theater.
I love dinner theater.
I hate it. I say.
I hate how you guys say theater different.
I love theater people. As a matter of fact.
What is it you love about dinner theater?
Well, mainly because it's the good memories.
It's the smell of cock everywhere.
No, I think. Well, for me, it's more like it's one of the few places I could go where I felt like a celebrity. Yeah. No, there's only one dinner theater I go to, and I was like a celebrity. And so when I go there, even though it's over 40 years now, they still treat me like
what
a
I
celebrity.
find with dinner theater, the dinner is not good or the theater's not good.
No, the dinner's good. The dinner's decent. Yeah, I used to cook there. Yeah, I used to cook there. Matter of fact, that's where I learned to make spinach funk.
Bad.
What's the name of that funk?
Bad, I says. Stephen, well, good thing Ron's not here. I was going to say let's bore the hell out of Ron. Oh, he's back. Let's bore the hell out of him anyway. Stephen Greer, are you familiar with this Stephen Greer clip? The Einstein, what is the Einstein something effect? Whatever. Are you familiar with that video he came out with last night?
I haven't seen it yet. No, I know who Stephen Greer is, but I haven't seen the video yet. I haven't been on X this morning. I woke up and jumped on the show.
You might be interested in this. Let me.
The only Greers I know about are Pam and
getting so much attention and so much debate, and it's allegedly of the MH370 commercial airplane that had disappeared. And I'll put the footage up, but you can see these 3 orbs circling it, and then there's this pop of light, and it dematerializes. So there's so much debunking of the video, and then there's debunking of the debunkers, and I don't know what to make of this. There's this guy Ashton Forbes who's been championing this, and I reached out to him, never heard back. So whatever. But the question is this real, and is this the kind of man-made technology that would be used in a false flag attack and blamed on extraterrestrials?
The first question, is it real? I don't know. I don't have the provenance for it. The second question is yes, because that capability, I think it's an Einstein-Rosen bridge is what they're doing. Einstein-Rosen. Look that up. Yeah. And we have a science.
I'm familiar with the term. I've seen that video, the MH370 video.
That's the Malaysian Airlines flight that disappeared, right?
Yeah, I don't. The thing is, that video would be. I feel like that'd be so easy to make with
finishing
special effects. I mean, that's the problem with video evidence, especially these days, is it's so easy to fake. That it's that could be what that could let's just say hypothetically that was the most incredible piece of footage to ever exist, and it proves the Einstein-Rosenberg bridge. Great, but it's so easy to make. We'll never know until until somebody can pop up and say, "Look, I can make this happen." It's just not
make what happen. I've heard of the Einstein-Rosen thing, but where does the plane go? Does it go to like a parallel universe?
The theory is that it's either changing dimensions or it's physically traveling through space and time to another destination.
This just in: any woman watching this show, her pussy has dried up. Her pussy has dried up.
Not true.
Any man watching this show has become completely erect.
Listen, it's been dry since we realized that there are men on the planet who have never heard the word cunnilingus before.
Probably, but it's very similar to like so I don't know if you've ever seen the Thor movies.
Ron, is your vagina dry right now?
Yeah,
Yes.
my vagina is dry and my cock is soft.
Oh my god! Well, it's so if you
Nice
watch
comment.
if you watch the Thor movies, they kind of base the way that Thor the way he transported himself all
Why
over the place.
would I watch a movie like that?
I know,
Why
but
would-
they took that theory, they took the theory of that bridge and they kind of applied it to the way that works in the movies as kind of like
you say that Idris Elba is on the other end of that plane?
I'm gonna try. If that's true, I'm going.
Hey, Grok here. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly, Grok. Thank you. Thank you very much. That Malaysian Airlines thing, that's one of the most intriguing air disasters, air mysteries ever, because planes just don't disappear without a shred of evidence, right?
I thought they found the tail, though. I thought they found pieces of the plane.
Oh, ask Grok. Grok, did they find the tail?
Hey, Grok here. Go fuck yourself.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, obviously, but Grok.
Truth is, I'm right about all of it, and you know it.
Go ahead, GD. You grokking, or it's the house is grokking. Don't bother knocking.
What
was that flight number? Steven's looking at
MH370.
MH370. Did you grok it? Did you grok?
I'm trying to now. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it up.
We're gonna grok around the clock tonight. We're gonna grok till the broad daylight. Gonna rock grok around.
MH370 found. Let's see.
It says January 17th, 2017, investigators
I think
say,
they were getting some tail on the plane when it disappeared.
It says January 17th, 2017, the investigators say external this piece has identification numbers belonging to parts that were uniquely made for Malaysia Airlines and incorporated into MH370's plane. Right outboard flap.
Yeah, so the flaperon was found. So I mean that right there alone is enough to say that plane probably didn't go through a fucking wormhole. It's probably in the ocean somewhere.
Right.
Well, not all of the plane. Maybe part of the plane didn't make it. The wormhole wasn't big enough.
Well, that is the biggest thing in the crap that I like to dive into, like ufology and all of that. Is you still have if you don't apply common sense, it can all make sense, right? But if you have to apply common sense, if a piece of it's been found, then it probably didn't go through a wormhole. It probably crashed somewhere. I mean,
I thought understand because I remember when they said they found that piece. So why would somebody go through trouble? How did this video get any traction?
Juan is grokking you to death.
I'm currently demonstrating a wormhole for our people that are watching.
Now, how would the people on the radio enjoy this?
Now, my thing is, I don't want to see the worms in Ron's yard. If that's how he's dealing with them, he's like fisting the worms in his yard.
Oh wait, I got a message from the UFO that's currently near the Earth.
You heard the one about the two bulls? Not yet.
That's where it ends?
No. Not yet. Well, these two bulls are sitting on a grassy knoll overlooking a herd of Guernseys. And the baby bull says, "Hey, Pop, let's run down and fuck one of those cows." But the Papa bull says, "No, son. Let's walk down. Fuck them all."
I don't know.
I think he should have said,
"Why do you get
son,
to
be careful?" Because I think be careful which one you fuck because one of them could be your mom.
But why would you be more likely to fuck them all if you walked rather than because you run
save your energy?
Fuck them all, right? You get
there
there quicker.
You take your time and save your energy.
Yeah, and if you run down there, you might scare a whole bunch away too.
That's true.
But if you walk down, the first one they see you fucking, that would scare them away. No, it's like
not if they see the enthusiasm
or the pleasure that the bull is receiving.
Yeah, butter me with Crisco.
Like he says in Elliot Ness, enthusiasms.
I think
and call me a mule.
Enthusiasms.
I think I have to contact the scriptwriters and address this hole in their script.
Yeah, that was cut. That scene was cut out all 11.
All right. Whatever you do, I don't want you to donate.cancer.org. Don't go to donate.cancer.org and don't give them any money. That's
can you donate? Yes, you can, sir and madam.
Right. Apparently, our efforts are not helping anybody. Maybe we should just not say anything and they'll make some money. How about that? All right, that's the show for you, right?
Maybe we should just tell them that the cancer we're trying to get rid of is Donald Trump.
I don't remember. Was there a show here today? Did we do anything?
You know, who knows? We don't know.
There was a few people.
And said that Steve Grillo was a great guest. I think she said.
Who?
Steve Grillo.
Steve Grillo.
Great
I forgot
guest.
about Steve Grillo. He was here. Now, Steve Grillo started texting me at like 7:00 this morning. We still on for today? I was like, who the fuck is this? It doesn't come up with his name. It comes up with a phone number. We still on for today? Now, this could be anybody. This could be a bear meeting, meet me at Ace Hardware or something.
That sounds like something Steven would do. Text you this morning and say, are we still on for this morning?
Yeah, that's what Steven does that all the time. Like, because he's the first one there, all of a sudden he gets nervous, like we're not going to show up.
Well, no, you guys are old and I get nervous. People are dying on me.
Yeah, but you check into the room. You check into the site at 4 a.m. and expect somebody. There's nobody there at 4 a.m.
All right. Yeah. So here's what I want you to do. As you go next to your father, you say, "Hey, Dad, before I pull the plug, I just want you to remember, turn on your radio."
Speak American.
Vagina. I'm sending your parents a letter. Tell them you're a whore.
Finish inside me. Finish inside me.
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.